It's ACC primetime football here from 3304 Sports. Kevin DiDomenico alongside of Josh Coover. We've got your call. Virginia Tech is taking on Boston College on the ACC network. We've got your call on the radio here on 3304 Sports. But it's a primetime game, and Virginia Tech 3-1. Boston College coming in at 4-1. But the story for Virginia Tech last game was the defense. They couldn't make any stops, and that's going to be a big storyline tonight. Will they be able to make stops against Boston College's air raid offense?
And that's a very good point. Last week, the Hokies had a very tough time stopping that UNC offense. As we all know, UNC now is ranked 5th in the nation for this weekend. They're actually playing against Florida State right now. But if one thing that Tech needs to work on for this game in order to win this game tonight, they have got to shut down that pass offense. Typically, Boston College will pass 80% of the time and run 20% of the time. When they pass, it's effective. When they run, it's not as effective, but it does work every now and then.
Well, the secondary was lacking last game against UNC. They lost most of their starters in the secondary, but they get some guys back. Divine Diablo is back this week. They are missing Jermaine Waller out at cornerback, so one guy in the secondary will still be out this week. They also are missing Luke Tenuta, the right tackle on offense, so the Vice squad will be missing one part to it. So that is a storyline as well, losing guys and just having to adapt on the fly. And Coach Justin Fuente has been great through that, just having to sub in guys who haven't been playing. And you saw Tyler Matheny playing the last 2 weeks. You know, he's got quite the story as well. But you see guys like that just coming in and stepping up with the COVID-19 situation. Now on the offensive end, the Hokies haven't missed a beat. Khalil Juice Herbert is the nation's leader in all-purpose yards and yards per game, 149.7 rushing yards per game. He's been the story for Virginia Tech on offense.
Yes, and just to bounce off what you said about Khalil Herbert, he's a former Kansas running back. He's actually enrolled in graduate classes here at Virginia Tech. He was named ACC Specialist of the Week following a 357 all-purpose yard game against Duke on October 3rd. Currently, right now, he's averaging 43 carries for 449 yards, 5 touchdowns to go along with it, and 10.4 yards per carry. When you talk about dominance for the run game for Tech, you think Khalil Herbert. During his time at Kansas, as many fans know, he backed up Puka Williams, Kansas' current star running back, and he got about 2 weeks to showcase his talent there for the Jayhawks. And when Puka Williams was then scratched to come in as a starter for Khalil Herbert, Herbert then transferred here, which was a huge pickup for these Virginia Tech Hokies.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And it's not only the running back position the Hokies excel at, it's that quarterback position as well. And we saw Braxton Burmeister the first 2 games, and Hendon Hooker getting his first start of the season tonight. And we'll see how this team can play behind a guy like Hendon Hooker, who they had most of last season. And he came in last game against UNC and gave them a bit of a spark. Again, Burmeister can win too. He won his 2 initial starts for Tech against NC State and Duke. So both guys are threats on the ground, but we've got a good one coming up right here from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Number 23 takes on unranked Boston College, and they will return to Lane Stadium after, no, that's not true. Boston College comes to Lane Stadium after back-to-back road victories. We'll be back with your game coverage right here on 3304 Sports. Kickoff coming up next.
Welcome back, fans, and welcome inside the broadcast booth here in Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. And we got a good one for you here as unranked Boston College come to do battle with the 23 Virginia Tech Hokies. My name's Josh Coover alongside Kevin
DiDomenico. It's a tough one.
Kevin DiDomenico here is my color guy. And like I said before, we got a great game for you on tap. As we look here, some of the key players for today's game on both sides. Phil Jurkovic, the quarterback for Boston College, is making his 4th career start, and he's been impressive this season. As here we go, kickoff down on the field as Tech is kicking north and Boston College is receiving south. And here we go. Ball's in the air, end over end, and that ball will sail to the back of the end zone, and Boston College will set up shop on their own 25-yard line.
That's Brian Johnson booting it away, and boy, has he been good for Virginia Tech. He owns a streak of 17 consecutive made field goals. That dates all the way back to 2019, the longest active streak of any Power 5 kicker. And remember, just a game ago and just a week ago, he had that big onside kick that really kept the Hokies in the game. And you could even look at him as, one of the key players that kept them in the game throughout the UNC loss.
That's true. It was a lot of hope for the Hokies in that game that only brought them back to 3, but fortunately losing and a close loss. Jurkovic here has the ball on Boston College's 25-yard line in shotgun formation. Takes a snap, hands off, 30, and brought down to the 32-yard line. That is David Bailey, the 6-foot, 230-pound junior for Boston College on the carry. Gains about 7 yards on the play. Is now at 2nd and 3 from the Boston College 33-yard line.
And David Bailey's going to get the bulk of the carries here for Boston College. It's where they've been going. But we talk a lot about they're not as much of a running team, more of a passing team. So establishing the run for BC is going to be huge.
That is true. Jurkovic under center. Takes the snap, hands off left. And David Bailey is stopped short and now brought down behind the line of scrimmage by that lunch pail D. And we said earlier in the pregame show, the lunch pail D has to be aggressive tonight.
Absolutely they do. And that's Tisdale leading the charge. The defense has to be huge, and upcoming here a big 3rd and 4. Getting a 3 and out would be massive for this Virginia Tech defense.
And that's one of the key plays I have written down here for Virginia Tech is to force those 3 and outs / get stops on 3rd down. In order to win this game tonight, they have got to stop this passing offense and Jurkovic before he can get going.
Here we go, big 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 here from the Boston College 31-yard line. As Jurkovic takes the snap, scanning, fires towards the left side of the field. That ball is caught by Hunter Long, the 6'5", 250-pound redshirt junior. He's been effective this year. He's been Jurkovic's #1 target other than Zay Flowers.
Absolutely. Hunter Long just snuck out of the backfield there and into the flat on the far side of the field, and off to the races. He went 1st down for Boston College.
And it's 1st and 10 here from the BC 40-yard line. Takes the snap under center, fires, and that ball is going to be batted away by Brian Murray, the 5'11", 180-pound junior for Virginia Tech. He's playing the left side of the field tonight as in the cornerback slot. And Kevin, if we talk about Jermaine Waller is out due to the coronavirus, Brian Murray making the start for him tonight.
He is, yeah. Brian Murray, the junior transfer out of Coffeyville Community College. Coffeyville builds products, and you see another one here in Brian Murray. He's going to have to step up as well with Waller out of the game on the left side cornerback position.
That is true. 2nd and 10 from the BC 40-yard line. Jurkovic under center, hands off, fakes handoff. Now looking back. That ball is going to be caught by Zay Flowers, 45, and now tackled down right at the 49-yard line, and we're looking at 3rd and 1 from the BC 49. Touching a little bit about Zay Flowers, he has currently been named to the Bilenikov Award list, the award for college football's most outstanding FBS receiver. He's only a sophomore, and he's picked up slack after the Kobe White injury preseason. 3rd and 1 now at the BC 49. If you're Boston College, you need to get a 1st down here. You would hate to give the Hokies the ball early, especially in Lane Stadium. As we're waiting here, and Jurkovic is in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, hands off to David Bailey, and he gets nope, he does get the 1st down. I thought he was short there for a second. Depends on where they place the ball and where his knee was. Tech could challenge this, but
well, it looks like Tisdale got him first in the backfield, but Bailey just kept on charging forward, and yet another 1st down for Boston College. We're seeing kind of that same thing we saw in the first drive against UNC. They kind of methodically drove down the field against this Tech defense. A couple 1st downs here early for Boston College, and we're seeing the same thing.
That is true. Jurkovic right at the 51-yard line of Tech's 51-yard line, hands off to David Bailey, runs upfield, and he's tackled down right at the 41-yard line. Looks like a gain of 9 on the play. And now it's going to be 2nd and 1 as David Bailey with a nice little run up the middle, and he gains 9 for the Golden Eagles.
And just being able to run between the tackles like that, The seas have been parted between these holes in these last two games against the Virginia Tech defense. They got to be able to block things up front.
2nd and 2 here from the BC 41-yard line. Jurkovic under center, takes a snap. Now he'll hand off. This is Travis Levy, and he breaks free, and he's brought down at – the ball's out, and Tech recovers. Tech recovers. That was a fumble on the play by Boston College, and that ball's recovered by that lunch pail D. This is exactly what we were talking about with Virginia Tech in the pregame show, how they had to show up on defense in order to win this game.
Now the question will be, was his knee down? We might have not had the best angle. They're still wrestling for the football down low.
As we
take a look at the replay. It was out. Ball was definitely
Ball was way out, yeah. Ball was way out before that knee was down, and the Hokies recover it. It should be Virginia Tech football here.
Yep, that's going to be Tech football.
Looks like right at their own 25-yard line.
How about that? Just when you thought they were running all over Virginia Tech gets the ball right back. And here comes this offense. It looks like, we'll see what the call is. Yep, Virginia Tech football.
It's weird, though, if we look at Boston College's offense, they normally pass. They're actually second in the ACC in passing yards a game with a little over 200 yards per game. So it's weird that we see that we've seen them run the ball almost every single time on this last drive.
Which is dangerous as well if they establish the run.
That is true. Here comes Hendon Hooker, the redshirt junior for Tech, as he hands off to he throws. And this is James Mitchell, and he gains the first down for the Hokies right at the looks like the 39-yard line here. It should be 1st and 10 for Virginia Tech. And we talk a little bit about Hendon Hooker. He's making his first career start he's making his first start in the 2020 season as he backed up Burmeister. And Hooker's now in the shotgun formation with Khalil Herbert to his left. So they're looking for the play call. Hooker's still in shotgun formation. Herbert now to the right of him. Claps his hands. Hooker takes the handoff. Hands off to Herbert. And now we got a flag on the play. See what this is here.
It's going to be a false start on Virginia Tech.
And that's exactly what it was. It was a false start on Riley Johnson. Riley Johnson, the left guard for those Virginia Tech Hokies. And now it's going to be 1st and 15. It's going to be 1st and 15 from the Virginia Tech 1st and 15 from the Virginia Tech 31-yard line. Hooker in shotgun formation, 2 receivers out to the left, 2 receivers out to the right. Hooker now hands off. No, he keeps it. He's running. Hooker's still going. 50, 45, 40, and Hooker's finally out of bounds at the 40-yard line. What a great run by Hendon Hooker. It was a fake jet sweep to the wide receiver Trey Turner, and he kept it and ran straight up the middle and gained about 40 yards on the play there.
And it all starts up front. Huge block up there from Doug Nestor, and it was off to the races for Hendon Hooker. He did the rest in the secondary, beating a couple of linebackers, and you see that mobility. Now, we did talk about Braxton Burmeister. He's fast as well, but the passing ability of Hendon Hooker is there and does it again.
And he throws here. This ball is going to be caught by Trey Turner, but Turner is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2 on the play. Looks like a loss of 2. It should be 2nd and 12, and it is from the Virginia Tech 41-yard line. And Trey Turner has been a huge receiver for the Hokies this year. He's also been a huge receiver for them for the last 3 years. He's been one of their best receivers that they've had in the span of basically Hendon Hooker's career. Hendon Hooker now under center. Herbert to the left of him. Hooker just claps his hands off to Herbert. Herbert running, and he'll be brought down for a nice little 2-yard gain at the Boston College 39-yard line.
You talked about it before the game. One of the keys is to get Khalil Herbert going, one of the leading rushers in the nation, and you got to be able to establish the run.
Yes, there's a reason why they want to utilize Khalil Herbert, because he is a Heisman candidate and he has big games every single time he touches the field. 3rd and 10 here from the Boston College 39-yard line. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Herbert to the left of him. 2 receivers out to the left, 2 receivers out to the right. James Mitchell and the tight end position. Hooker still in shotgun formation.
Looks like BC's come with the heat.
Hendon Hooker claps his hands, takes the ball in shotgun formation, scanning, and Hooker will break out. And Hooker running on his feet, and it'll be brought down at the 35-yard line. Nice little scamper there, but it's going to be about 5 yards short of the first down for the Hokies, and it'll be 4th and 5 from the Boston College 35-yard line.
They're going to kick a field goal here, but how did Hooker escape that? 2 guys had him swallowed up, grabbing his jersey. Looked like he broke about 3 tackles there and got positive yards. And this is where Brian Johnson, no, they're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
4th and 7 from the Virginia Tech 37-yard line.
Confidence in the defense. They're showing it right here.
Oh, but now looks like we're going to get a stop and play here. It looks like a timeout from Jeff Hafley, the Boston College head coach, in his first season with the Golden Eagles. He's a native of Montevideo, New Jersey. He's a former defensive coordinator for Ohio State back in 2019, and he was a finalist for the Frank Boyles Award that year for 247sports.com.
You're surprised. They brought the offense out on the 4th and 7. Now, they were at about, I want to say, the 36, and that looks like Brian Johnson's range. So I'm surprised they brought the offense back out. We'll see what they do. They might go punt it, or they might have Johnson try to put one through the uprights. But that's showing that confidence in your defense, just being able to, think about going for it when you need 7 yards to gain is a gutsy play.
That is true. Also, maybe Fuente was thinking, if we can get Boston College to get off sides and we can get an extra 5 yards for an automatic first down, he's probably thinking I can definitely live with that.
Well, you get to 4th and 2, which is much more manageable for this Hokies offense. And Hendon Hooker, he's been showing what he can do with his legs. And there was the question, Burmeister's a faster guy. He should play better with this offense. But Hendon Hooker is showing I can do the same thing with my legs. And he did it right there.
When you see Hendon Hooker, if we take a look at him from last year, the read option was killer for a lot of defenses that they played against. When they had the running backs' talents when they had Hendon Hooker and shotgun formation, and he was either going to either hand off to the running back or he was keeping himself, it made a lot of teams nervous and scared. That's why they always had to have a spy in the middle linebacker position to always watch Hendon Hooker to see what he was going to do, because he was like a wild card for a lot of defenses.
Absolutely, yeah. In his 6 wins back in 2019, completed 68 of 108 passes. We talk about that passing ability that he's had over Braxton. Burmeister had over 1,000 yards as well, 10 touchdowns, and no interceptions in those contests coming in after Ryan Willis was benched just a year ago. So didn't throw an interception in 7 of his 8 starts in 2019. So, a special quarterback. And I think that's the guy that the team can play around. You see Braxton Burmeister come in, a great talent and a great transfer out of the West Coast, but the guy that the team plays around is Hendon Hooker.
Well, believe it or not, Hendon Hooker's dad, Alan Hooker, is in the NCAA Football Hall of Fame, so there's a lot of football genes in that family. And now we're back here in Lane Stadium, and Brad Johnson, the 6-foot, 185-pounder redshirt senior, looks like he's going to go for a field goal here. He's made 17 straight field goals. This is the second longest active streak in FBS history, as he looks like he is attempting here from the 47-yard line. This is going to be a 54-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide right.
Looked like it was short as well.
And that's going to be a problem for the Hokies, because now the Boston College Golden Eagles get the ball at their own 47-yard line for 1st and 10.
Well, that breaks the streak, too, 17 straight. He was 3 field goals away from tying the all-time record. I'd love to see another angle of that. It looked like he was. Oh, he had the leg. He had the leg.
100%.
It just pushed it to the right.
100%. He definitely had the leg. It's just the accuracy. That's also just reps too for Brian Johnson. He is a senior. He's seen a lot of different kicks and stuff go in and miss. So next time he comes back out, he'll be ready to go for the next field goal attempt.
It's a tough kick, 54 yards.
And now we're at Dracovic, takes a snap, looking, and he'll fire deep down the field. He got a wide open C.J. Lewis down to the 26-yard line. What a big gain for the Golden Eagles there. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Virginia Tech 26-yard line.
How about C.J. Lewis just finding the open spot? And the Virginia Tech Hokies are not in a zone as we take a look at the replay. Just got loose right past the linebackers on the near side of the field down to the 40-yard line. It was off to the races. into Tech territory.
Yes, what a great play from the Golden Eagles there. It's now it's 1st and 10 from the Boston College 26-yard line. We got about 6:50 left to go here in the first quarter. Jerkovic under center and shotgun formation now. He'll now hand off to David Bailey, who runs upfield 25-15, and he's now brought down at the Virginia Tech 15-yard line. David Bailey has been a huge factor for these Golden Eagles here as he's now rushed for over 100 yards on today's game. As we look here, it was a read option, and Jerkovic decided to hand off to David Bailey, who grabs a nice gain for these Golden Eagles. And like I said, it'll be 1st and 10 from the Virginia Tech 14-yard line now. 6:14 remaining in the first quarter. Jerkovic under center.
Oh, ball's out.
Oh, the ball's out. It's another fumble, and looks like the Hokies recovered it. That's another fumble recovery by the Virginia Tech Hokies today.
Oh, my Lord.
Second one this quarter.
Well, Jerkovic tried to toss it. It looked like to Bailey, and it looked like a broken play from the beginning, I think. And Jerkovic just tried to make something out of nothing. And it's Virginia Tech ball once again.
And guess who? Alan Tisdale on the fumble recovery, his second one of the night tonight. The 6'3", 210-pounder redshirt sophomore made that fumble recovery.
Not only that, second one in the first quarter.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back right here on 3304 Sports.
Welcome back to the studio here. We've got a good game for you. Boston College and Virginia Tech are tied 0-0 here. And Kevin, if we look at Virginia Tech's defense, with the absence of Bud Foster after he retired last year, and this new defensive coordinator they have, Brad Cornelison, Justin Hamilton, their new defensive coordinator, they already have 2 fumble recoveries in this quarter. What can you take away from having those 2 fumble recoveries that might help them build their confidence even more to win this football game
You see
tonight?
right there, former defensive coordinator Bud Foster has his cutout as a fan in Lane Stadium, and always remember him as one of the greats. But Justin Hamilton has come in and made some changes on this defense as we get ready for the 1st and 10.
That is true. Herbert. And he's finally brought down at the 35-yard line and still in Boston College territory as Herbert carried a man there on that run. And if we're just talking about, if we're talking about Herbert, he's such a big back. To me, Khalil Herbert's like a fast fullback to me, but Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation, Herbert to the right of him. Hooker now looking to the skylines to Brad Cornelison to give him the play, the Tech's offensive coordinator. Hooker still in shotgun formation, Herbert to the right of him. Hooker claps his hands once, Trey Turner in motion. Now hands off to Khalil Herbert, who bounces out to the left, 35-40, and he's out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Nice little gain there for the Hokies, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Boston College 42.
I mean, he averages, those first couple games, he was averaging over 10 yards per carry. So you see right there, he saw it stonewalled up front, bounces it outside, nobody there to help, and that man can run.
5:08 remaining here in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the BC 42-yard line after the Khalil Herbert bounce out to the left scamper. Hendon Hooker here in shotgun formation. Herbert to the left of him. Hooker claps his hands, scans the field, throws deep, and that ball's going to be caught by Tavion Robinson.
Robinson wide open over the middle. How about that? Hooker finds him for quite the connection.
And that was a great call by offensive coordinator Brad Cornelison there for the Hokies in his 4th season. As we take a look at the replay here, Hooker is under center, scans the field, and Tavion Robinson wide open in the middle of the field just connects with him.
20 yards there for the first down.
It's 1st and 10, 4:23 remaining here in the first quarter. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation from the Boston College 37-yard line. Now throws, that ball is going to be caught, stays in bounds. And that'll be caught for a 1st down by Trey Turner. Big play Trey for the Hokies as he catches it and runs about 3 extra yards to get that 1st and 10 for the Virginia Tech offense, as now it's 1st and 10 for the Hokies with 3:53 remaining in the first quarter. 0-0 here in Lane Stadium. Hendon Hooker again in shotgun formation. Khalil Herbert to the left of him. 2 receivers out to the right. Now Trey Turner in motion. Hands off Trey Turner running to the left. And Turner still going, stays on his feet, and he's finally brought down at the 30-yard line of Boston College as he loses 3 on the play.
Yeah, Turner's got to cut that upfield a little bit earlier. He's going more east-west, not north-south. Turner just looking for some air there and couldn't find it.
Got to get him going here. As well as Khalil Herbert, you got to get Trey Turner going here. He's your best receiver. Well, he's the best receiver the Hokies have, other than arguably Tavion Robinson. He's having a great year as well. But Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation at the Boston College 29-yard line. Khalil Herbert to the left of him. Hands off. Nope, keeps the ball, and now Hooker's going to be sacked. Hendon Hooker gets sacked for a 4-yard loss on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and 16 from the Boston College 32-yard line. 3rd and 14, excuse me. As the Hokies need to convert this 3rd down here to try to break the ice in Lane Stadium and get this crowd into it, the small crowd that they have due to COVID regulations, as now it's 3rd and 10 with 2:30 left to go in the first quarter. The score is 0-0. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Khalil Herbert to the right of him. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 receiver out to the left. Hooker takes a snap, looking, scans the field. Now he'll throw. This is caught, and he'll be brought down as Caleb Smith, the 6'2", 228 redshirt sophomore receiver on the catch there. It's going to be 4th and 7, and the Hokies are forced to kick another field goal. Brian Johnson 0 for 1 on the day on field goals, but he's looking to make his first field goal of the game and hopefully go 1 and 2 for these Hokies. As Kevin, if we look at last play, the Hokies were just going safe there, trying to do a slant route towards the right, towards Boston College sidelines. What do you think about that?
Well, Smith had to make someone miss, and he couldn't do that as Johnson's ready to attempt.
And Johnson, the kick is up, and the kick is straight away and good. And the Hokies take the lead for the first time this game with 1:37 left to go in the first quarter. Hokies up 3-0 here in Lane Stadium. And we'll step aside here and go into a 10-second. We'll step aside here for a commercial break. You've been listening to Virginia Tech football here on 3304 Sports. And welcome back to Lane Stadium as Brian Johnson knocks the 41-yard field goal through the uprights. And the Hokies are up 3-0 here in Lane Stadium, as they're now going to kick off to the Boston College Golden Eagles. And Kevin, if we're talking about Boston College, then you start getting that passing game going.
Absolutely. Well, the one thing, if Boston College can keep up with the Hokies scoring, and the Hokies can't stop Boston College on offense, they're going to have some trouble here tonight.
That is true. Boston College returns now at their own 20-yard line, and he'll go out of bounds at the 22-yard line. The return man on the return was Taj Johnson, number 84, the wide receiver for the Boston College Golden Eagles. As we see here, the running game has not been very good for the Golden Eagles here, as they have now two fumbles for just running the ball.
Well, I think they're establishing the run, doing a good job doing that, but they're losing the football. 2 turnovers. They have 3 on the season and a pair of fumbles on the opening drive, but they've been marching the football. We'll see what they do here.
Phil Dracovic from his own 23-yard line under center now takes a snap, looking, throws to his left. This ball's caught by Zay Flowers, and Flowers tackled by number 25 for the Hokies. And Zay Flowers looks like he will lose 6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 16 for the Golden Eagles, as they will then set up shop at their own 2nd and 16 here from the Boston College 17-yard line. Dracovic takes a snap, now looking, surveying, and he throws left. That ball's wide open and down the field, caught and tackled down at the 48-yard line. Number 13, Jilani Galloway, the 5'11", 186-pounder redshirt sophomore.
Well, that just can't happen on the outside edge. Had him covered, but you got to look for the ball. Got pushed out of bounds. Did Brian Murray, that's the junior transfer, in for Waller at that cornerback position. They're going to try to exploit that all night with Waller out.
1st and 10 from the Boston College 47-yard line. 11 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Tech up 3-0. As Drakovic's under center, and now he'll hand off to David Bailey, who runs and only gains 3 on the play. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter here from Lane Stadium. The Virginia Tech Hokies are leading this one 3-0. And we'll step aside for a commercial break. You've been listening to 304 Sports coverage of Virginia Tech football. Welcome back here at the start of the second quarter in Lane Stadium as Virginia Tech leads this football game 3-0 against the Boston College Golden Eagles. Phil Jerkovic in shotgun formation takes the snap and he'll throw to his right, and that ball is going to be caught for a first down by Zay Flowers.
And once again, they go over to Brian Murray's side, just trying to exploit him. They're going to do everything they can.
100%. Just because Jermaine Waller's out due to COVID, Brian Murray is the man, next man up for this Virginia Tech defense tonight. 1st and 10 with 14:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Tech up 3-0 here in Lane Stadium. Jerkovic under center at the Virginia Tech 43-yard line. And he'll throw a pitch to the left, and this is David Bailey. Bounds out to the left side. He'll finally be tackled down at the 36-yard line, folks. And that should be, as he's brought down by Alan Tisdale. Alan Tisdale, he's 6'3", 210, a redshirt sophomore. It's going to be 2nd and 4 for this Boston College offense here. 14:02 left to go here in the second quarter as Jerkovic is under center. David Bailey's behind him. Now he'll throw, and the pass is going to be caught. Tackled down at the 26-yard line.
That's Gill, and that's Brian Murray's side once again. So they are targeting the backup right now for Jermaine Waller.
1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles here. 13:37 left to go in the second quarter from the Virginia Tech 26-yard line. Tech still leading 3-0 here in Lane Stadium as Jerkovic walks up to take the snap. Jerkovic under center. David Bailey's behind him. One receiver out to the left. Fake handoff to Bailey, now throwing to his right. That ball is going to be intended for Zay Flowers, but incomplete. Zay Flowers dropped it, and that's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Virginia Tech 26-yard line. Good stop there by the Hokies.
Armani Chapman was there. Play defense on that.
That ball was
out to the flat.
That ball was in the hands of Zay Flowers, but he just dropped it. Their best receiver just dropped it. Surprising for that. Surprising.
Big 2nd and 10 for both teams here.
2nd and 10 from the Virginia Tech 26-yard line. 13:19 left to go here in the second quarter. Tech still leading this one 3-0. As Jerkovic walking up to take the snap as he's under center. David Bailey still behind him. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 receiver out to the left. Jerkovic under center. Takes the snap. Now he'll fake, handoff, pass fake, throw, and that ball is going to be caught by Gill again for a first down for Boston College inside of the.
It was incomplete.
Oh, it was incomplete now. Excuse me.
Referee come over and signal that it was incomplete. We'll see what the call is.
Well, we might have a problem here because I thought one of them said from my angle it looked like Gill caught that football. Let's see here. Yes, right call by the official. That ball is going to be incomplete. Gill never had a chance to catch it. Batted away by number 37.
Brian Murray.
And that's the key factor for today's game. How well can he do with the absence of Jermaine Waller?
Absolutely. And they've been targeting Brian Murray quite a bit. Big 3rd and 10. Will they go at him again here in Virginia Tech territory?
3rd and 10, Boston College from their own 20, from the Virginia Tech 26-yard line. 13:13 left to go here in the second quarter. Jerkovic in shotgun formation. He'll take a couple steps back, now fires to the right of the field. That ball is going to be caught by Zay Flowers, and he's still in bounds. Zay Flowers running. 10-5, touchdown, Boston College. And Zay Flowers makes a couple men miss, and the Golden Eagles are up here in Lane Stadium 6-3 after that Zay Flowers touchdown reception.
Well, it looked like a couple Hokies just gave up. They thought he was out of bounds, and we'll take a look if he was. They thought they made the stop. He went over to the flat. And Flowers just keeps on charging, stays in the play. Did he step out? He definitely stepped out.
Well, if he stepped out, that ball's going to come back, and the touchdown won't stand. If that's the case, what a big break for these Hokies.
And it could be 4th down. Let's take a look. Yeah, he stepped out.
He was definitely out. His right foot was out on that yard line. 100% he was out.
Now they'll review this. We'll see if we have that angle. It looks like that right foot drag. It looked like it is out right there. Yep. His initial step, yeah, it's under review. And I think this is going to get called
That's
back.
definitely going to be 4th down, 100%.
Now the question is, will they go for it? It's going to be 4th and inches if they do.
If I was Boston College, because like we talked about, Boston College is a very pass-happy team. Like I said, like we said before the broadcast, they're second in the ACC in passing yards per game with a little over 200 yards per game. So if you're Boston College, you've already had 2 fumbles this half due to running the ball. I'm thinking you'd be, safe here and you go for a field goal to tie this game up here in Lane Stadium.
Playing devil's advocate to that, I think Hokies haven't been able to stop the Boston College offense too much. They've been methodically driving down the field on all 3 of their drives. I would go for it. I don't think this Hokies defense can stop maybe even an inch. We'll see what it is.
Depends on what Jeff Hafley wants to do. As they're going to take us up to the booth, and we'll step away here for commercial break on 3304 Sports. You've been listening to Virginia Tech Football. Welcome back to Lane Stadium here, and the call on the field is a touchdown for the Golden Eagles. Zay Flowers touchdown reception from Phil Jerkovic. And the call's been reversed, which means it'll be 4th and inches for this Boston College offense. And Kevin, go for it or do you not?
If I'm Boston College, I'm going for it. I don't think the Hokies have been able to stop Boston College all day. Yep, and there you go.
And that's exactly what the Golden Eagles are going to do. Jeff Hafley sends out the big boys up front and the whole offense. As Phil Jerkovic is under center, waiting to take the snap, and it's going to be 4th and 1 with 13:05 left to go here in the second quarter. Tech leads 3-0. And it's going to be a QB sneak. And did Jerkovic get there? I think he did. He's way past the first down line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles.
That's just knowing that your offensive line can push the Hokies' defensive line all around like they have been doing with the run.
You know, it's funny, Kevin, before this game, comparing Jerkovic to Ben Roethlisberger in the NFL, that definitely did look like a Ben Roethlisberger play.
Yeah, just a big body charging forward on that offensive line.
As it's 1st and 10 here, 12:38 left to go in the second quarter. The Hokies lead 3-0. Jerkovic now in the shotgun formation, waiting to take the snap from the Virginia Tech 14-yard line. Hands off. This is David Bailey. He's still going, and he's finally going to be brought down. Looks like right at the Virginia Tech 7-yard line. That was a nice little design run there. Bounced out to the right, found a hole, and then brought it and carried a defender with him. Good run there for second and 3.
Yeah, he brought Hokie defender Alan Tisdale with him. Just kept on charging forward, did Bailey, and now Boston College inside the 10. 2nd
and 3, 11:55 left to go here in the second quarter. Tech leads 3-0, and Boston College will set up shop from the Tech 6-yard line as that ball's going to be handoff to David Bailey, who loses a lot of yards on the play and brought down by that D-line for the Hokies. And he lost a lot of yards on the play. It's going to be basically 3rd and long for these Golden Eagles.
Have the football too, but they're not even going to look at that.
It looks like it's going to be 3rd and forever for these Golden Eagles as opportunity came, and it might have just passed here for this Golden Eagles squad. As now let's see what Jeff Hafley wants to do on 3rd and long. 11:19 left to go in the second quarter. 3-0 lead for the Hokies here, still in Blacksburg. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Boy, that was generous by the officials. 3rd and 8 from the Virginia Tech 12-yard line. Jurkovic in shotgun formation. Bailey to the left of him. Jurkovic takes a snap, takes a couple steps, fires in the middle of the field. That ball is going to be caught. That ball is going to be in for the score, and that is Hunter Long. That is Gill for the Boston College Golden Eagles. Touchdown, Boston College, and they go up 6-3 here in Lane Stadium.
Well, Gill was wide open, just hanging out about 7 yards downfield. Hokie linebackers didn't even see him. Went just above them and just in front of the secondary, in front of the safeties. And it's a Boston College touchdown.
And what a great find by Phil Jurkovic there. Just a slant route for Gill and finds the middle of the field. He caught it right near the 5 and just basically walked into the end zone as the PAT is up. And it is good on the play. That PAT was almost not good as it was a little bit to the left. Yeah, he hooked a little bit to the left. But anyways, we step aside for a commercial. It's 7-3 here in the second quarter in Lane Stadium. You've been listening to Virginia Tech football on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Lane Stadium on 3304 Sports broadcast of Virginia Tech football. As we look earlier today, number 1 Clemson defeated Georgia Tech 73-70. This is the large conference win in ACC history. Trevor Lawrence 404 passing yards for 5 TDs. Notre Dame defeats Louisville 12-7, and Miami won in Miami 31-19 against Pitt.
Well, we talk about Heisman candidates right here in this game. Khalil Herbert looks like the Heisman candidate is in that first game you mentioned. Trevor Lawrence absolutely going off. 73-7 victory, and quite the victory margin in Clemson.
And Danny Longman Jr. is going to kick off, and that's going to be a short kick. That's going to be returned at the 45. Dalton tackle down to the Boston College 49-yard line is number 35, Keyshawn King, the sophomore running back from Florida. And that was just a very short kickoff and a great return to set the Hokies up in great field position.
Definitely not what Boston College intended for there. It looked like they tried to just pooch it downfield to a place where there were no Hokies there, but looked like King came up and was able to receive it.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Boston College 49-yard line with 10:52 left to go. No, excuse me. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Boston College 49-yard line with 10:52 left to go here in the second quarter as Hooker, read option, keeps for himself. Hooker now running 35, 30, 25, 20, still going. Now finally brought down to at the 17-yard line in Boston College field territory. What a great run by Hendon Hooker there. Great decision to keep that football.
Man, he's hard to bring down, isn't he? When you get this guy going, he can run it.
I mean, look at that, wide open to the left side of the field. Nobody there to stop him. Drags a Boston College receiver with him. Big body there. Hendon Hooker getting it done for the Hokies.
And into the red zone inside of the 20. Virginia Tech threatens.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 with 10:19 left to go in the second quarter. Tech's down 3-7 here in Lane Stadium. But they're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the Boston College 18-yard line. Hooker takes the snap in chalk formation, rolls out to his right, throws to his right. That ball is going to be caught by number 80, Caleb Smith. His second catch of the day, and he's going to be brought down. Looks like close to the 11 to 12-yard line in Boston College territory. Great throw there by Hendon Hooker. Smart throw there. Rather than go down the field, go short and gain some yards to get some confidence for this offense.
Yeah, Hooker's the kind of guy who knows you need to get chunks. It's not going to be a big play every single play. And there you go. You see one right there, 6-yard gain.
2nd and 4 for these Hokies with 9:36 left to go in the second quarter. Boston College leads this one in Lane Stadium 7-3. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Herbert to the right of him. Hands off. Herbert keeps. Herbert gains the first down, and he'll be tackled down He'll be tackled down for a gain of a first down there.
He's at the 6 there.
The 6-yard line. And you know, for these Hokies, when you need a first down, who bails you out? Khalil Herbert.
Khalil Herbert. They haven't been giving him the ball as much, and I think some of it attributes right there to they're running the read option. So it's that decision. Do we give to Herbert or does Hendon Hooker keep it? But here we go. Look how quick this Virginia Tech offense got to the red zone.
Exactly. 1st and goal for the Hokies here. 9:03 left to go in the second quarter. 7-3 here in Lane Stadium. Herbert in shotgun formation. Nope. Hooker in shotgun formation. He'll keep. This is a QB draw. Hooker to the end zone. Touchdown, Hokies. And Hendon Hooker with a 6-yard scamper for the touchdown. And now Tech will retake the lead. 9-7 awaiting the PAT here in Lane Stadium.
And you see Khalil Herbert dash over and wipe off Hendon Hooker as he trucks over a Boston College defender. And that's just how quick this Virginia Tech offense can score. It's not going to be up to them, though, for the defense to make stops.
Well, if we look at the play, it was a QB draw, rolled to the right, and Hooker is just so athletic and so big. It reminds me a lot of Quincy Patterson, the third string backup to Braxton Burmeister. As that PAT's up, and it is good, and Tech will be up 10-7 here with 8:53 left to go in the second quarter here in Lane Stadium. And like I was saying before, Hendon Hooker reminds me a lot of Quincy Patterson II. These guys, their play styles are very similar. They love to run, and when they do, it's effective. And they also like to throw, and when they do, it's effective. It's almost like double trouble for these Hokies here.
How about Hendon Hooker? 5 rushes for 69 yards, averaging almost 14 yards per carry, and now a touchdown on top of that. Hendon Hooker can dash with this thing.
And the Hokies regain the lead here 10-7. This is the third lead change we've had here today, as we might be looking at a shootout here, partner.
Absolutely, and you know what? Something we could definitely expect. Both of these offenses are pretty explosive. Virginia Tech leads the ACC in their offense.
As we're waiting for Brad Johnson to do the kickoff here for the Hokies, is Boston College looking to return and go back to work on offense. And like we've been saying throughout the whole broadcast, Phil Jurkovec really needs to get that pass game going.
Absolutely, and you talked earlier about his comparisons to Ben Roethlisberger as the kick is booted down. And the
ball will be taken out of the end zone, 10, 15, 20, and he's brought down right in front of the 20-yard line. Looks like at the 19-yard line in Boston College territory. As Phil Jurkovec coming back out in this Boston College offense. And if we're talking about Phil Jurkovec's season stats, he's thrown for a little over 1,000 passing yards, 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in only 4 games for these Golden Eagles. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Boston College 19-yard line. 8:48 left to go in the second quarter. Tech leads this game now 10-7 here in Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. As we're awaiting the play huddle here to break up for these Golden Eagles, as that they're trying to get themselves straight and in order to go out to hopefully have another successful outing like they did last time this offense was on the field.
Yeah, the first 2 drives came up as fumbles forced by Virginia Tech, and then a touchdown on their 3rd drive. We'll see what the 4th drive comes up with.
And here's Phil Jurkovec and this offense right at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 with 8:48 left to go in the second quarter. Tech leads this one 10-7. Jurkovec in shotgun formation, fake handoff, looking, fires middle of the field. That ball's going to be batted away, intended for C.J. Lewis. And it looks like Jurkovic missed him low.
Yeah, it looks like Jurkovic just missed him there. He was open, had the receiver, and he just couldn't make the throw.
Rare for Jurkovic. Rare. As Jurkovic is now second. Jurkovic in this offense now 2nd and 10 with 8:45 left to go in the second quarter. Tech leading this one 10-7. Jurkovic under center, waiting to take the snap. David Bailey behind him. The running back, 3 receivers out to the left, 1 receiver out to the right. As he'll hand off to David Bailey. Bailey running, and he's going to be tackled down for, looks like, no gain at the line of scrimmage as the Hokie defense prevailed there and got the stop.
Looks like they might give him 1 here.
Yeah, I think you're right, partner. 3rd and 9. Boy, that was generous by the officials. 3rd and 9 for this Golden Eagle offense, and it's going to be from 3rd and 9 with 8:20 left to go in the second quarter. The Hokies lead 10-7.
I think that was Hewitt on the stop. Going to need him to step up.
I think you're right. Jared Hewitt, 6'1", 280-pounder, the redshirt senior for this Hokie offense. The nose tackle for these Hokies. He brings a lot of his presence. 3rd and 9. Jurkovic rolling out to his right, throws to his right. The ball's going to be caught wide open, and that's going to be a first down by Hunter Long, the star tight end for these Golden Eagles. Another 1st and 10 for this Golden Eagle offense as Jurkovic rolls out to his right, throws on the run, and right towards the sideline. All you need is 1 step in, partner, in college, and it counts.
Well, Virginia Tech came with the heat, and they gave some secondary up on defense and paid the price.
Boston College looking to keep this momentum going, looking to score here on this drive to retake the lead. Jurkovic and company here at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10 with 7:22 left to go in this game. Tech leads 10-7, and it's going to be, looks like, delay of game, or is it a timeout? What came first?
I think they got a timeout in.
Boston College calls their 2nd timeout of the game. They have 1 more remaining with 7:18 left to go in the second quarter. You know what's weird, partner, with no crowd noise due to COVID-19 this year, with false starts in Lane Stadium, they're a lot less frequent than they were last year.
You see that with all college sports, and you see that in the NFL as well. When you don't have the fans getting loud for the opposing team, you don't see as many penalties, as many false starts, and in turn, it's easier for the offenses to operate. You can move down the field easier, and we've seen higher scoring games. In the NFL this year, games are some of the most high-scoring scores we've seen in years.
And, just to touch on that, not just Lane Stadium, but in other college arenas and other college stadiums, typically they would be very loud. For example, Death Valley in Clemson, Death Valley in Baton Rouge, where the University of Oregon plays. Just to name off a couple stadiums, but false starts have always been frequent. From 2019 to before that. Now with no crowd noise or any sort of full attendance, you'll be able to hear plays better, you'll be able to hear coaches better, and false starts and delay of games won't happen as often. So, but we're going to step aside here for 10 seconds for a short little commercial break. You've been listening to Virginia Tech football on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Lane Stadium here as the Golden Eagles are driving down the field, and there's 7:18 left to go in the second quarter, 10-7, the Hokies lead. As we see a couple fans in the stands here. Of course, Virginia State law, there's only allowed to have less than 1,000 fans in Lane Stadium. Mr. Kovic takes a snap, he'll fake handoff, rolls to his right, actually keep it, running 45, 50, and he's outside out of bounds, runs out of bounds at the 51-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles.
That was a read option play, and everyone bid on it. He had a wide open space to run to the right side.
Nice little scamper there by Jakovic for the first down. And if we take a look at this play again, that was just a beautiful, beautiful thought by Jakovic to keep that ball and gain that first down. As it's 1st and 10 from the Virginia Tech 49-yard line, 6:55 remaining in the second quarter. Tech leads 10-7 here in Lane Stadium. As Jakovic under center, David Bailey in the backfield. Fake handoff, throwing middle of the field. That ball's going to be picked off by the Hokies, running 40. 45. And it looks like we got a stop on from the official.
So I think his knee was down.
I think it was down.
An interception. I don't know where Jurkovic was looking there. Seems like a miscommunication. His knee was definitely down.
And that is a 3rd turnover today for these Hokies. 3rd turnover this half, if we're being specific.
College. And, you know, the Hokies haven't even capitalized as much on these turnovers.
They have not.
10 points off of, 2 turnovers. We'll see what they can do with this.
As we're looking at the replay, I think his knee was down. That's why the officials have stopped play.
I want to see where Jurkovic was looking. I think he was looking to the right side out there. Or he might have just missed a throw.
Well, whoever he was looking for, it sure wasn't anyone in a white uniform and gold pants.
Absolutely not.
Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation, hands off to Khalil. Nope, he keeps, now throws. That ball's going to be caught by James Mitchell, the junior, as he steps out of bounds to the left of the field, and that's going to be, looks like 2nd and 1 on the play for these Hokies. As it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Hokies, 6:22 remaining in the second quarter as they lead 10-7 here in Blacksburg, Virginia. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation, Khalil Herbert to the right of him. One receiver out to the left, one receiver out to the right. Hands off to Khalil Herbert. He'll keep running 40, and he's finally tackled down at the 40-yard at the Virginia Tech 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Virginia Tech offense.
You know, Khalil Herbert's not the tallest guy, but he keeps his legs moving no matter what, and that's what they teach running backs to do. Just keep churning out those legs, and he just keeps pushing Boston College defenders around.
Reminds me a lot of Ezekiel Elliott for the Cowboys.
Smaller, but same force.
Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation, 1st and 10, 5:45 remaining in the second quarter. He'll roll out to his left, keeps the ball. Hendon Hooker now tackled, looks like down. Oh, the ball's out. Ball's out, but Hendon Hooker's knee was down, so the ball is going to be placed at the 44-yard at the Virginia Tech 44-yard line, and that could have been trouble for the Hokies. Luckily, Hendon Hooker's knee was down at the 44-yard line. As we take a look at that play, the ball came out way after he was down, which means if he's down, the play's dead. So it's going to be 2nd and 5 here with 5:14 left to go in the second quarter. Tackling this one 10-7. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Khalil Herbert to the left of him. Hands off to Khalil Herbert. Now he hands off to Tavion Robinson. Robinson rolling to his left. He'll gain the first down and more. Now rolling out to out of bounds, and he'll be tackled down out of bounds at the 42-yard line in Boston College territory. What a great trick play there by the offense.
How about that? Some trickery.
Great call there by Brad Cornelison in his 4th season for the Hokies, as we said before. As we just look, and Tavion Robinson had all he saw was a green wide open field until he found that sideline and got tackled out of bounds. But what a great first down for these Hokies, and that'll give them some sort of confidence. As it's 1st and 10 from the Boston College 42-yard line, 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. Fake handoff. Nope, he gives it to Herbert. Herbert now bouncing outside the Levitt. And now he will go out of bounds for a first down. Khalil Herbert gains another first down for these Hokies, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
How about Khalil Herbert? When you think he's stuffed up in the backfield, nope, not so fast. Finds his way, finds the hole, and in that way you think he's Le'Veon Bell.
Well, it was another read option, and Hendon Hooker just decided to give it up, which was very smart there because it gained another first down for these Hokies.
You know what the thing is? They don't ground and pound Herbert like they should. They don't give him the ball as much as you think they give it to a back like that. But I like how they're giving it to other guys on the end around and changing up the look for Boston College.
You're exactly right, partner. It's 1st and 10, 3:54 left to go here in the second quarter. Tech leads 10-7. Hooker in shotgun formation. Looks like Raheem Blackshear making his first appearance to the left of him. Hands off Blackshear. Blackshear will get the ball, and he'll only pick up, looks like, 2 on the play. as Raheem Blackshear, the 5'9", 194-pounder redshirt junior, making his first appearance of the day. It's going to be 2nd and 7 here for the Hokies. 3:28 left to go in the second quarter. Tech leading this one 10-7 here in Lane Stadium, as Virginia Tech's offense is waiting for the play call from Brad Cornelison. Now Blackshear staying in the game. Herbert on the sideline. Looks like he probably needs a rest. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Blackshear to the left. 2 receivers out to the left. No receivers out to the right. And what are you thinking here? Read option?
Play clock ran down. They're going to call a timeout.
And it looks like a timeout for this Virginia Tech offense to go over play strategy here, is miscommunication between Brad Cornelison, Justin Fuente, and Hendon Hooker. So to talk more about Hendon Hooker, and just if you're going into the second half, which they are here very soon, if you're the Hokies and let's say you keep the lead, what do you tell your guys at halftime to come out the second half and hopefully would you either do a better job at something else or switch the whole playbook up? Or would you come out and just say, you know what, it's been working, let's just keep it?
I think on the offensive end especially, you go with your guys. You go with what's been working, and it has been working. They've been able to move the ball with Hendon Hooker and Khalil Herbert, and obviously the end around and getting their athletes on the receiving core involved. I've said it time and time again, though, it's not going to be the offense that's the trouble. They've been able to move the ball against Boston College. It's going to be the defense. Can they make stops? Now, I think they got bailed out with an awful throw, to be candid, from Jerkovic and a couple of tough fumbles. So can they make stops? Can they get stops on third down? Can they get stops on 3rd and short and even 4th and short? So it's going to come down to that defense being able to get stops late and into the second half.
For the, we just talked about what would you say at halftime for the Hokies. What would you say at halftime if you're Jeff Hafley going to halftime with your Golden Eagle squad?
Keep it up on offense. They've been able to move the ball against Virginia Tech and feed your running backs. And Jerkovic just needs to settle down. He's a great quarterback, and if he's making throws like that, that's not going to win the football game. So limit the turnovers and keep rolling with your offense because they can move the ball on the Hokies.
Let's talk about what's at stake here. The winning streak for Boston College, they've won the last 2 meetings, one in Lane Stadium in 2018 and another coming in Alumni Stadium, home of the Golden Eagles in 2019. Boston College looking to extend that winning streak to 3 tonight. Meanwhile, the BC versus VT all-time record is 18-10, as these Hokies have been 18-10 versus the Golden Eagles. They're 7-5 here in Lane Stadium, and they're looking for their 19th win all-time and their 8th win here in Lane Stadium against these Golden Eagles. As we're waiting for the timeout to end,
Virginia Tech has just about 3 minutes, 25 yards, and enter the red zone now.
If you're the Hokies, you really want to score here and get some confidence going into halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. And a 17-7 game looks much different than a 10-7 game. And I know that sounds obvious, but especially with this Hokies defense, if they're not able to get stops and Virginia Tech just has to keep up with the scoring of Boston College, obviously we're going to see high-scoring games. With the defense like that and honestly an offense like that, it almost looks like we're a Big 12 team. You move us over to the Big 12.
You might be right about that, partner. But if we look tonight, Hendon Hooker has 60 passing yards, and he's rushed for 74 yards with 1 rushing touchdown. Already impressive numbers, and we're not even at halftime yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And
as he is our Geico player spotlight tonight. Hendon Hooker takes the snap, and he looks for Khalil Herbert for a little screen pass. Herbert running to the left, 20, 15, 10, 5. Herbert into the end zone, touchdown Virginia Tech. And they go up 16-7 here in Lane Stadium. As what a great throw by Hendon Hooker, a little left screen pass right out of the timeout, and that's exactly what the Hokies needed here.
Although those all-purpose yards, that's where they come from. He gets it done receiving as well, and he saw that open field. There was no way he wasn't scoring.
And this is the fourth game in a row Khalil Herbert has scored at least 1 touchdown this season. He has a consecutive record of 4 games in a row with at least 1 touchdown, receiving or rushing. As we look at the play here, this is a great screen pass to the left. Khalil Herbert had blockers all the way, and as he ran into the end zone and scored a touchdown for Tech. And the PAT is up and good, and these Hokies are now up 17-7 here, and that's just what we talked about, partner, scoring before going to halftime to keep that confidence up.
Well, it gives Boston College a chance to score as well. Virginia Tech does get the ball after halftime, but Again, Boston College now with a chance here.
2:49 left to go in the second quarter. Tech up now 17-7 in Lane Stadium. And if you're the Golden Eagles, you got to be thinking, fellas, we got to score here. We have no other option. You really don't want to go down at halftime, down by 10. As we look at that last scoring play, that was 7 plays, 74 yards, and 3 minutes and 50 seconds for these Hokies.
Well, the good thing about having an offense like this, and maybe even a defense like we have, is that it puts pressure on Boston College to keep up with our scoring, no matter how good our defense is playing.
It's Khalil Herbert, the man himself. He's the bright spot. He's one of the bright spots on this offense, and it just showed there. As we're waiting for kickoff here, John Parker Romo, number 96, doing the kickoff for Tech. Boston College ready to receive. Boston College receiving towards the north end zone. Virginia Tech kicking off towards the south end zone. Ball's in the air, end over end. That ball will sail in the back. Nope, that ball's going to be caught. Bringing out 5, 10, 15, 20. 20. It looks like he's going to be brought down, tackled at the 22-yard line, and that's where Boston College will set up shop. Jurkovic and company in this offense, if you're thinking, partner, you've got to score here. You cannot go down by 10 points into the locker room, especially if Tech's getting the ball back next half.
Yeah, Phil Jurkovic, 9 for 14, 139 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Just off of that one throw, Phil Jurkovic has played pretty well.
He has, partner, he has. As here we go, 2:40 left to go here in the second quarter, 17-7, Virginia Tech here in Lane Stadium. Jurkovic under center, waiting to take the snap here, as it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Takes a couple steps back, now surveying, fires to the right. That ball's going to be caught by C.J. Lewis, and he runs out of bounds just 1 yard short of the first down. Looks like a 2nd and 1 opportunity for these Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Virginia Tech isn't in the position that they can play a prevent defense. If they do that, Boston College has the ability to just march on down the field, 7 yards, 7 yards, 7 yards, and score the football. 2.5 minutes is a long time, even with the timeout as well.
Well, 2nd and 3 here from the Boston College 29-yard line. 2:20 left to go in the second quarter. Tech up by 10. Jurkovic in shotgun formation. David Bailey to the right of him. One receiver out, 2 receivers out to the right, 1 receiver out to the left. Jurkovic takes a snap, throws, and that ball's going to be, it should have been intercepted, but the play was ruled dead before then, and that would have been Devin Taylor's 2nd interception as we wait to see what the flag was on the play. False start on the offense here, as that'll move the Golden Eagles back 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Golden Eagles with 2:08 left to go in the second quarter. Now, partner, if Devin Taylor would have picked off that 2nd interception, that would have been his 2nd pick of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure Virginia Tech would have wanted the interception instead of the penalty, but they're settled with the 2nd and long, 2nd and 8.
Jurkovic in shotgun formation from the Boston College 24-yard line, takes a snap, take a couple steps back, now surveys, fires to the right. The ball's going to be caught, and falling on the ground is Zay Flowers. And that'll be a 1st down for the Golden Eagles. Big reception catch there. Now they're saying that it's going to be incomplete. The ball hit the ground. As we take a look at this replay here, and looks like he was juggling the catch as he was falling on the ground, partner.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had control. We'll see.
Because from my angle, the reason why I thought it was a catch was because when he rolled over,
it was between his knees there. And I don't know if that's possession. It's going to be under review.
All right. Well, we will step away here for a commercial break. You've been listening to 3304 Sports, Virginia Tech football. And the call, welcome back to Lane Stadium here. The officials confirmed the call that Paul's going to be incomplete, so which will bring up 3rd and 8 for this Golden Eagle offense. And 3rd and 8 with 1:55 remaining in the second quarter. Tech up by 10. Dracovic in shotgun formation from his own 23-yard line. Takes a snap. Now looking, getting out of pressure. And Dracovic is going to be sacked by the Hokies and brought down at the 15-yard line for a big loss on the play. 4th down, and Boston College has no other choice but to punt here back to Virginia Tech.
Well, that's huge. That just shows the secondary was on him. He had plenty of time to throw the football. Couldn't find anyone open. So kind of a coverage sack there. The Hokies did bring the heat. It got picked up. Dracovic had nowhere to go.
Defensive end Amari Barno on the season has 3 sacks. Just got credit for that sack, so now added up 1 to 4, as he's also wearing the number 25 jersey tonight. The number 25 jersey is awarded to any special player that showed brilliance and resilience in practice the week before, granted by Justin Fuente and coaching staff. As now it's going to be 4th and 15 for Boston College. They have no choice but to punt, and we'll see for the first time tonight the punter, Grant Carlson, the 5'11", 190-pounder redshirt senior, will be in for the punt tonight. And partner, if you're Tech and you're getting the ball back here with 1:47 remaining, let me ask you a question. Do you want to score here again before you go into halftime to give you more confidence, or do you want to play it safe and just run out the clock?
I think with this Virginia Tech offense, you have to go for it. You have to try to score. I think that's what they're going to do. 1:47 to go and a timeout, so plenty of time.
Punting from their own 10-yard line. Grant Carlson waiting to take the snap to punt this ball back to Virginia Tech's offense. As the punt's in the air, end over end. Waiting for it is Tavion Robinson, and he'll single for a fair catch right at the Virginia Tech 32-yard line. 1:40 remaining here in the second quarter. Tech leads still 17-7 here in Blacksburg, Virginia, in Lane Stadium. As Hendon Hooker and company come back out to maybe capitalize on this lead, or just play it safe and run out the clock and go to halftime. We'll see what Fuente has in store here, as well as the rest of this Hokie coaching staff. Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Khalil Herbert to the left of him. And taking the snap from his own 34-yard line. Hooker takes the snap, firing. Now decides to take off with it. 40, running, 45, tackled down now at the 49-yard line. At their own 49-yard line, it'll be a big gain for a 1st and 10 for these Hokies.
Well, you just want him to get down, make sure there's not an injury. There's going to be a flag on the play.
And we got a flag on the play here from our head referee. Let's tune in and see what that flag is. Looks like holding on the offense. That's going to be holding by number 54.
That's Lectus Smith.
It is.
Junior.
Yeah, that was holding by Lectus Smith, which means that play is going to come back. So unfortunately, it's going to be 1st and 19 for the Hokies here, as Hendon Hooker's in shotgun formation. 1st and 19 from their own 25-yard line. Handoff to Khalil Herbert, running to his left. Herbert still running and finally brought down out of bounds. Looks like at the 28-yard line for a nice little gain there. 2nd down as coming up for the Hokies, as 1:22 now remains here in this game. Tech is still up by 10. So no rush there to score before halftime, but partner, playing it safe is, great and all, but, we've seen in the past where Fuente has been aggressive before.
Well, I don't know if giving it to Khalil Herbert's playing it safe. That guy can run.
That is true. 2nd and 15 from their own 29-yard line. 1:22 left to go in the second quarter. Tech up by 10. Herbert to the right of Hooker. Hooker changed the play at the line. Hooker in shotgun formation. Waiting for the snap. Claps his hands, takes the snap, fake handoff. Hooker looking middle of the field. That ball is going to be batted away by number 55. Isaiah McDuffie, the 6'1", 224-pounder redshirt junior, bats that ball away.
I think it might have went off his helmet, actually.
Dangerous throw, though, in the middle of the field where 2 Golden Eagles linebackers are. Dangerous throw. That ball could have been intercepted or even returned for a touchdown.
Big 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15 for the Hokies. 1:17 remaining in the second quarter here as Hendon Hooker's in shotgun formation. Khalil Herbert to his right. Starting at their own 29-yard line. Hands off Herbert. Herbert's still running. Herbert's still going, and he's brought down. I think he's going to be short. Khalil Herbert gains, looks like 14 on the play, and it looks like it's going to be 4th and 1.
Decision time. Oh, they're going right up to the ball. It's 4th and 1. They're going right
and
up
it's
to the ball.
4th and 1. These Hokies are going to go for it. Fuente tells the offense to stay on the field. With a minute now, 58 seconds remaining in the second quarter, looking for the offensive play here from Justin Fuente. Clock still winding down. 50 seconds here in the second quarter.
Cold call on their own 43.
Hendon Hooker in shotgun formation. Herbert to his left. Hooker now waiting for another play. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 receiver out to the left. Clock still rolling. 36 seconds here in the second quarter. 4th and 1. From their own 44-yard line. 43-yard line, excuse me. Now we're going to get a timeout here. Looks like by the Hokies, their final timeout of the half. Good call there by Justin Fuente. You really don't want to be gutsy there.
So it looked like they were just trying to get him to jump off sides.
That looks like exactly what they were trying to do there. Is
and the punt team will come out with 28 seconds.
As next Saturday at 10 a.m. here on 3304 Sports Network, join the huddle where it all happens. Early morning college football talk show only happening next Saturday at 10 a.m. Check your local listings for details. 4th and 1. Looks like Fuente's going to sit on the punt team here. 28 seconds left remaining in the second quarter. Tech still up 17-10. And they're taking an awful long time to figure out how they're going to punt. You think that they might be running a trick play here?
Could be, but I think the best form of offense right now would be to keep the offense out there. We'll see, though.
And Oscar Bradburn on for the punt. The 6'1", 218-pounder senior as the punt's up in the air. End over end. And it'll be kicked in the back of the end zone as it'll be a touchback with 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter for Phil Jerkovic and this Boston College offense. If you're Boston College here, partner, I think you should just take a knee and head to the locker room and just replan for the second half.
Yeah, 20 seconds and 1 timeout doesn't bode well to try to go from the 25 and score.
Sure does not, but it's been a very high drama game so far, and we've only seen one half of offense. So very excited to see what the second half has in store for us here.
Absolutely, but Virginia Tech has been stopped, I'd say, more than I would have thought coming into this game.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Boston College. Jerkovic in shotgun formation. David Bailey to the right of him as he'll hand off, and Bailey will run up the middle for looks like 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7 from Boston College's 23-yard line. And the clock's still running down. 8, 7, 6, 5 here in the second quarter, and it'll run down to halftime. And we'll go into halftime here as the Hokies are up 17-7 at halftime here in Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. As we'll send you out to the studio for the halftime report here. You've been listening to Virginia Tech football on 3304 Sports Radio Network. Welcome into the studio here. This is Josh Coover, and I welcome to the studio here for halftime of today's game. And Virginia Tech leads here in Lane Stadium against Boston College 17-7. Looking back on a couple stats here for the Hokies offense, Hendon Hooker 8 for 9 on 89 yards and 1 passing TD. 1 rushing touchdown. Rushing yards, Hendon Hooker leads the Hokies with 6 carries for 74 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving yards, Khalil Herbert leads the Hokies with 1 reception, 29 yards, and 1 touchdown. Meanwhile, moving to the other side of the field for the Golden Eagles offense, Phil Jerkovic, 10 for 15, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. David Bailey, 8 carries for 35 yards. And receiving, C.J. Lewis for 2 receptions and 43 yards. As we welcome you inside of the studio here, Josh Coover along with Kevin DiDomenico.
DiDomenico. It's a tough one. No, don't worry about it. It's a tough name, man. Everyone I work with throughout the broadcast industry is always trying to get my name right, and I think it's about 50-50.
Speaking of tough names, so in order to pronounce the Boston College's quarterback, Phil Jerkovic.
You know, you don't see a lot of tough names for the quarterbacks nowadays, so it's refreshing. Phil Dracovic has, he's kept this Boston College offense alive. He had a tough pick, but he's been able to move the ball against this Virginia Tech defense, which, isn't too special based on the way Virginia Tech has been playing on the defensive end this season. But he's been able to move the ball. He's kept Boston College in the football game and had some rough fumbles on the first 2 drives, and then again that interception. But he threw for a touchdown, and Boston College offense doesn't look too bad.
That is true, partner, and it seems like Boston College in the beginning was starting to run the ball more than they did pass. It was because maybe they didn't feel as confident passing against that Virginia Tech defense.
You know what? It could be. I think they're just trying to establish the run, and that's what you have to do against this Virginia Tech team. It seemed like they got away from that a little bit. Either that or Virginia Tech on the defensive end kind of settled in and got a little bit more comfortable and ended up getting pressure a little bit on Phil Dracovic, which turned out well for the Virginia Tech defense. Charmani Connor leading the way with 6 total tackles, and Alan Tinsdale getting in on that as well. But I think it's big in the secondary to have guys like Divine Diablo back to stop this passing attack that is real good for Boston College.
And if we're talking about the ACC and other scores around the league, currently right now with 17 seconds remaining over on ABC in the second quarter, the Florida State Seminoles lead the number 5 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels 31-7. Bouncing over to the SEC, the Alabama-Georgia game in Tuscaloosa is tied 17 apiece with 3:06 left to go in the second quarter on CBS. Those are the only 2 games going on around college football other than Virginia Tech and Boston College.
Yeah, that's a good game over on CBS. Alabama-Georgia is turning into a classic here this season. Number 3 Georgia against number 2 Alabama. Well, what a surprising score in that other game on ABC. Florida State up 24 against UNC.
And that would make huge waves in the ACC if Florida State can pull that off. Because we just saw the Florida State governor announced that stadiums in the college towns in Florida are allowed to have full capacity of fans and other observers of the game. So, partner, if I can ask you a question, these teams in COVID times would only practice with fan noise and crowd noise and handle it because there is no crowd noise in about 95% of the stadiums are around this country. When they come to Florida, now they can have crowd noise. Do you think that might be taking a toll on UNC's offense and defense if the crowd is getting in their heads and, when UNC is on offense, that crowd gets loud? You think that that's taking a toll on how they make play calls and stuff like that?
You know what? It absolutely could be. And, I think we talked about it earlier with the crowd noise. It's tougher for offenses to operate, and you'll see more penalties like we were talking earlier. You'll see more false starts. But yeah, again, it definitely could have an impact. But looking back at this North Carolina game, there are 3 undefeated teams in the ACC right now: Clemson, Notre Dame, and North Carolina. If North Carolina falls, there will only most likely be 2. And yeah, there will only be 2 undefeated teams in the ACC. And really opens up a spot for teams like Virginia Tech and Boston College to make some waves and climb up the standings and have a shot at that ACC championship game.
Well, talking about Clemson and Notre Dame as they both are unbeaten on this 2020 campaign, we'll look at some other scores around the ACC as Clemson knocks off Georgia Tech 73-7 in Atlanta. Meanwhile, in Notre Dame beats Louisville 12-7. Are you surprised by that score, partner?
You know what? I think Louisville really hung in there, and I think they might be tough down the stretch for Virginia Tech. Might cause some problems in the ACC, but they hung right in there with Notre Dame. So it's either Notre Dame isn't as good as we thought, or Louisville is able to hang with teams like that. Notre Dame, number 4 team in the country. So, but right now we never know. UNC's getting blown out. They're the number 5 team in the country.
And you're exactly right on that. Meanwhile, Miami beat Pittsburgh today in Miami. NC State beat Duke 31-20. Miami beat Pittsburgh 31-19 in Miami, and Wake Forest beat Virginia 40-23 in Winston-Salem. Talking about the last game of the ACC is kind of a hot button topic right now because these Hokies see this opposing team in about 3 weeks. Liberty knocking off Syracuse 38-21 here in the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. The Hokies, of course, we know on their schedule. We'll see them here in about 3 weeks in Lane Stadium. Looking forward to some future games and being able to see what the outcome will be between now and then, record-wise and team-wise and injury-wise and maybe even COVID-19-wise. should the Hokies be worried about facing Liberty in Lane Stadium without that crowd noise?
You know, I don't think they should be worried just yet about Liberty, but definitely not a team to just look ahead to. You know, you look through that schedule, and they're obviously not one of the teams to think, hey, we got to be ready for that team. But definitely not a team to overlook, and you got to take it week by week at this point. You got to focus on Boston College right now and then move on Sunday.
Well, Liberty's 4-0 on the year so far. Now make it 5-0 after today's loss. They also join Clemson and Notre Dame to be in the top, the only 10 schools remaining in the FBS that are undefeated, as well as Coastal Carolina, part of the Sun Belt Conference. But that'll wrap it up here in the studio as we'll get you back out to Lane Stadium here shortly in Blacksburg, Virginia. You've been listening to the Halftime Show. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back after these short messages. You've been listening to 3304 Sports Radio, presented.
We welcome you back inside of Lane Stadium. Kevin DiDomenico alongside of Josh Coover for 3304 Sports. Virginia Tech with the lead 17-7 after half number 1. As we get set, Boston College will boot it away. Deep into the Tech 3-yard line. Taken by Khalil Herbert. Stumbles up toward the 20. Near side, he's got some space. Across the 30, now across the 35, and get knocked out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. And that's where Virginia Tech, Hendon Hooker, will start. 14:52 to go, 17-7 here in the third, and Khalil Herbert will come off.
As we said in the beginning of the game, Tech really needs to utilize Khalil Herbert. They really need to keep him and make sure he's going to stay keeping going. So just, keep on and move on and score as much as you can if you're Khalil Herbert for Tech. You really want to take as big of a lead as possible so you can just kind of take it and never look back.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert, one of those guys, leads the nation in all-purpose yards last 4 quarters. He's played with the Hokies, 225 receiving, or Hendon Hooker, 225 pass yards, 104 rush yards, and 5 total touchdowns with 3 pass and 2 through the air. A receiver to each side. Hendon Hooker in the shotgun with Khalil Herbert. Read option play. Herbert's going to take it. Stopped up at the line, crosses over to the other side, the right hash, and he gets knocked back for a loss of what seems like it's going to be 2 with 14:40 to go.
Well, Khalil Herbert tried to bounce out to the left, saw there was no sort of hole at all that offensive line was supposed to make, so he tried to bounce back out to the right and just got caught by one of the Golden Eagles linebackers and just lost 1 on the play.
It's going to be 2nd and 11 for Virginia Tech. This offense has been able to move so easy and so methodical through this first half. We'll see if the second half runs the same. They go right back to Herbert. He's stopped up in the backfield once again. A loss of 3. And Khalil Herbert and Virginia Tech will face a 3rd and long.
If you're Hendon Hooker, you need to throw the ball here. The run's not working. And that was a great stop. That was an excellent stop by Marcus Valdez, the 6', 258-pounder redshirt junior, right on that defensive end by number 97 for the Golden Eagles. But like I said, if you're Hendon Hooker, you need to throw the ball here.
3rd and 13. 17-7 your score. 13:42 to go. Trips to the near side. One receiver to the far side. Hendon Hooker back to pass. Here come the heat from Boston College. He escapes. Hooker dashing out toward the near side. Has some space across the 40 to the 43. And he didn't get enough. The Hokies will have to punt.
That was a good scamper by Hendon Hooker because now you're going to make the punt easier for yourself, more difficult for the receiving team. Imagine if he took a sack, he probably would have lost maybe 2, 3, even 4 yards on that play, which gave Boston College excellent field position. But now, punting towards, your end zone, Boston College will have worse field position than if you did take a 2, 3, 4 yard sack.
And when you have a punter like Oscar Bradburn, one of the top punters in the nation, that field position matters. Kicked right inside. Are they going to get it inside the 1?
That was beautiful.
Did they do it? They downed it at the 1.
That was beautiful.
Hokies. Special teams steps up, and they got him at the 1.
Somewhere Frank Beamer is smiling right now watching that television.
Oscar Bradburn getting pumped up with his guys. What a play. Now, we're going to have to take a look at it to see if anyone touched the line. This is where it would be. That's tough. Looks like his feet are on the line. It looks like we get the player here for a second for Virginia Tech.
Oscar Shadley.
Yep.
Number 97.
Looks like
the junior
on the line.
That might be a touchback, folks.
I think it will be. So that's going to come back. They're definitely reviewing it right now.
Brilliant effort, though.
Absolutely.
By Oscar Shalley. Right place, right time.
Yeah, so Boston College will take it from the 25. 12:56 to go. And Virginia Tech stalls, goes 3 and out on their opening drive.
Well, if you're the Hokies, not time to panic. You still have a 10-point lead. It's still early in the game. Let's just see what Jurkovic and company can do here.
See if they establish the run again. They've got the ball at the 20. They've matched their season high in turnovers at 3 tonight. Jurkovic gives up the middle. Nothing doing. A pickup of just about 3. That's David Bailey on the 3-yard scamper. 2nd and 7.
And going off of what you said about turnovers, turnovers have been killing this Boston College offense. They've been killing this whole team. That's the reason why they're down 10 points right now. Imagine if they would have had maybe 1 or even 2 less turnovers. The game either they probably went down by 3, or the game would have been tied, or Boston College would have had the lead by now.
2nd and 7, 12:30 to go. Boston College at their own 23-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side. Jurkovic back to pass. Here comes the heat from Virginia Tech to the near side. Jurkovic gets it off, passes it out to the flat. Ball caught on the right side.
There's a flag on the play.
That's Travis Levy and a flag down. Roughing the passer. It's going to be on Virginia Tech. Automatic first down.
Bad break for the Hokies. Bad break for the Hokies. That's Justice Reed.
The transfer. And you can't do he just pushed him, it looked like. That's a tough call.
That call could have gone either way, though. Tough call, tough break for the Hokies, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 for this Boston College offense. You're getting them the life that they don't need right now.
Could have been a 3rd and 6 instead of 1st and 10, and 15 more yards for Boston College.
If you're the Hokies, you want to get them either a 3 and out, or you want to stop them on 3rd down. That's not going to help.
Levy in the backfield in the I formation. Goes Boston College. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Up the middle, they give to Levy. No room to run. He's stopped in the backfield. Emmanuel Belmar gets him for a loss of 4. He was looking to find a hole, couldn't, and it's going to be 2nd and 14.
Well, you're going to see here, Belmar comes off the right side. Again, right place, right time, and makes that stop for a loss there. Excellent field vision by Emmanuel Belmar. And excellent field vision by Rayshard Ashby, too, who helped assist him on that tackle.
Back to pass, looking, firing over the middle, ball caught at the 50, 1st down, Boston College. Virginia Tech continues to give up passes over the middle here today. Boston College does not have the points to show for it. That's Gill with a gain of 13.
And if you're the Hokies defense, you really do not want to give Boston College momentum and confidence here by scoring on their very first drive to start the second half.
17-7 your score. Early going here in half 2. Kevin DiDomenico, Josh Coover, happy you joined us right here on 3304 Sports. And Boston College with the football. At just about midfield.
Better get a playoff. 4 seconds.
End around play. There he goes to the far side of the field to pick up just about 8. And that's Zay Flowers.
If you're the Golden Eagles, you call either 2 players to belly out for a tough position. It's either Zay Flowers, the sophomore wide receiver, or Hunter Long, the redshirt junior tight end. These guys are special. They really help this offense thrive, and they really help this offense really complement everyone else, the offensive linemen and the offensive self. These guys are top-notch guys for this Golden Eagles offense.
2nd and 2 for Boston College. At the Hokie 42.
BC better get a playoff. 4 seconds down on that play clock again.
2 receivers to the near side. Jurkovic back to pass. Firing deep down the field. He's got a man, and he overthrew him.
Good thought there by Jurkovic. Really good thought. He knew that number.
He had Zay Flowers down the left side.
Yes, he knew Zay Flowers had. It looks like what Brian Murray beat again. Had him beat on the left side. He knew if he timed it right, it would have been a walk-in touchdown, but just overthrew him there.
Oh boy,
he also took a shot.
Took a shot as well. Rashard Ashby came in and cracked him. Clean hit too. They came with the heat. Gave up something in the secondary. But the throw is too long. 3rd and 2, something Virginia Tech has struggled with this season.
Need to stop here. If you're Tech, you need to stop here. You need to get him off the field right now.
Djokovic gives up the middle. He got it. Gain of 3. That's David Bailey plunging forward.
See, and if you're defensive coordinator Justin Hamilton, you have to know that on 3rd down, this whole game, that they've been running the ball on 3rd down. They rarely pass. They do a very healthy, a healthy dose of pass and run on 3rd down. But you got to know on 3rd down and 2, any college football team, any football team in general is going to run that football. Doesn't matter where they are.
9:26 to play. Boston College driving on the first drive in the second half. Phil Jurkovic leading the way. Play action fake. He's got time. Looking, firing long, deep down the seam. Nearly had the man and batted away.
There goes that man again. Zay Flowers downfield to try to get that touchdown pass to get these Golden Eagles only down by 3. And as we see here, Flowers, had his man beat. Probably got away with offensive pass interference there as he pushed off and fully extended with the right arm. But, the official just let him play through.
Great play from the secondary there. That's Strong batting it away and leaping up into the air. And what a play. 2nd and 10. Had him beat. And Strong makes the play. Second and 10. Jurkovic. Play action again. This time he goes over the middle. Ball is
batted away.
Incomplete.
And that was a good play.
Intended for Hunter Long.
That was a really good play by Brian Murray. There goes that man again, that man you're talking about all day that has backed up Jermaine Waller due to COVID-19. He makes another big play, and now it's 3rd and 10 for this Golden Eagle offense.
9:05 to play. Tech leading by 10, 17-7. Hendon Hooker with a score. Khalil Herbert with a score. And that duo in the backfield getting it done for Tech on offense so far. Again, their first drive in the second half was stalled on a 3-and-out, and Boston College driving on their first half. Jurkovic takes a snap on 3rd and 10. He's got all day back there. Stepping up, now looking to run. He's going to take off, and he's going to get brought down after he gets 3 yards and slow to get up.
And that's just to stop Tech's defense need. Now it's going to be 4th down, and you're going to force them to punt or going to force them to kick a very long field goal. The field goal is probably going to be longer than 50 yards.
Is Jurkovic staying out there? I think Jurkovic.
I think he is.
How about this? This is a gutsy play
wow.
in the 3rd quarter and could be a tide turner for either team. How about that? What a call.
Jeff Hafley is really, really, really believing in his offense right now, more than that special teams unit.
Huge stop. What are you doing here? You bringing the heat?
Yes, for sure. Actually, no, because, well, it depends on what the offense is doing. If they have a running back in the backfield, yes. If not, then no.
Jurkovic sends a man in motion. That's Long. Takes a snap, looking. Fiddles with the ball. Fires over the middle. He's got a man. Caught. Gain of, seems like about 16, and a first down.
Ballsy play by the Boston College Golden Eagles there, but it worked. I mean, it worked. And it was caught by number 13.
Jilani Galloway.
First down for the Golden Eagles. And how about that play? How about that call by Jeff Hafley? Didn't work. He probably would have been hated. Worked. He's loved. So, it was more of a 50-50 call, but right call, right time, and 1st and 10 for this Golden Eagles offense.
Phil Jurkovic looked exactly like Ben Roethlisberger down there, shimmying around in the pocket. Play action fake. He's got it once again. Being chased after by a Hokie. Now buys some time. Fires. Ball caught by Hunter Long at the 10. To the end zone. To the goal line. He's down at the 1. Hunter Long says he's in. The referees mark him down at the 1. He lost the football. It looks like he was down. Chapman thought he had it.
And if you're Tech, you want to stand tall here at your own goal line, at your own 1-yard goal line right here. You want to stand tall. You don't want to let them score. The worst comes to worst, you let Boston College kick a field goal. You do not want to give up a touchdown here if you are the Hokies.
He might have gotten in. We'll take another look at this.
Depends on where his knees. It depends on where his knee is down before the ball crosses the playing partner.
No, I don't know. I don't think he got it.
I can't tell from that camera angle.
Long thinks he has it. They're going to review it.
Good effort by Hunter Long, though. Like we've been saying all game, he's been Jurkovic's favorite target other than the sophomore receiver, Zay Flowers. Good try by Hunter Long, but I'm saying with my gut here, I think he's a yard short, and I think it's going to be 1st and 10 for that Golden Eagle offense at the Virginia Tech 1 yard
Well, we'll
line.
see after the break. 17-7, the Hokies lead. Boston College threatening. And it's going to be overturned. So a touchdown for Hunter Long.
Flag on the play.
And on the extra point, it looks like someone jumped.
False start on the offense.
And if you remember on the first extra point that Boston College kicked, the kicker almost missed it.
He did.
And we're going to get encroachment on Virginia Tech. So this might be called, they might go for it here. They get 1 yard closer. They're going to get to the 1. So they could just punch it in. Virginia Tech hasn't been able to stop the ground game as much today. They might go for it.
Well, I want to apologize for my call that I said when the offense jumped off sides. It did look like, though, number 80, Hunter Long, did jump off sides, but the officials made the right call there.
Kick is up and good. 3-point game. Virginia Tech leads, but Boston College cuts into it. 17-14 with 7:11 to go. And Josh, they drove right on down the field.
You're exactly right, partner. And if we go back and look at that drive, there was many times where Tech's defense could have stayed strong and got them off the field. And that's what we hinted at in the beginning of the game, is to force 3 and outs and to make stops on third down. Heck, they were even 4th and 13, and Tech's defense could not get them off the field. So it's quite sloppy defensive play by the Hokies, which caused Boston College to score there on that last drive.
Well, they even had the 4th and 7, as you mentioned, that they could have gotten the stop and a big play over the middle. And Jurkovic made the play. Also that personal foul roughing the passer hurt as well on Justice Reed. There's some tough breaks for the Hokies, some tough flags. But Boston College, all in all, got it done on that drive. They cut it to a 3-point game. And it should be a good one. 2 good teams as Boston College boots it away. Who's going to be there to return it? I think it's Khalil Herbert. It is across the 15, angling toward the far side, cutting up the field across the 20 to the 21. And that's where Virginia Tech will start with the football.
If you're Tech, come out here, play slow, play efficient, and play well. You really don't want to give Boston College the ball too quick, because they're feeling really good off that last score they had, the last drive they've had. So if you're Tech, own the clock, run the ball more than you would pass, unless it's 3rd and long or 3rd and forever, and just milk that clock. You really don't want to give Boston College the ball back as soon as possible.
And, you know, this isn't the same offensive firepower we've seen in the past weeks. Boston College has figured them out to some extent.
We have.
Hendon Hooker sends James Mitchell in motion. First and 10 from the 21. The give to Khalil Herbert. Cuts it upfield. That makes another cut. And he's brought down. Looks like at the line of scrimmage, gain of 1. Khalil Herbert's been limited in the second half as well.
Herbert needs to get going. In order for Tech to have a chance, they really need to get him going here. Either him or Trey Turner. There's a reason why here on campus, here in the campus of Virginia Tech, they call Trey Turner Big Play Trey. He's been quiet.
2nd and 9 from the 23.
They're going to audible out here. Fuente doesn't like what he sees.
Herbert leads the team right now in rush yards. He has 123. They give it to him again on 2nd and 9. Coming around the end. Has a seam. Across the 30 to the 40. Across the 50. There he goes. Across the 30. And a tackle made by number 18 for Boston College. A touchdown saving tackle by Mike Palmer. And there goes Khalil Herbert. He gets loose down the left sideline. First down, Virginia Tech.
Well, you're going to see from the Hokies, they run the exact same play. It's that same read option. They give it to Khalil Herbert. He bounced out to the left, and this time there's holes. The very previous play before this long play that we just saw, there were no holes made by the offensive line. That's why he couldn't go anywhere. Excellent holes, excellent play call. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech.
Hooker has it. QB draw. Runs into a pile. And he's going to get 2. Just make sure he doesn't get hurt in that pile. 5.5 to go here in the third. Tech leading by 3, 17-14. After the big gain by Khalil Herbert. He gets a seam, and he'll just take right off.
And that one I didn't really agree with. You know, Herbert just gained a big gain. Keep him out there. Let him run some more. You know, now once he starts getting confidence, it's going to be very hard to slow him down. I say keep him out there and keep Raheem Blackshear, as good as he is, on the sideline until Khalil Herbert is no longer effective.
2nd and 8. Hooker. Play action fake. Rolling out to the far side. He'll take off across 20, across the 15. Stiff arms the defender down to the 10-yard line. Will he get the first down?
I think it's going to be 3rd and short, partner.
5 minutes to go. We'll see what the call is. Clock's going to continue to run, and it's going to be 3rd and short, I believe.
Yeah, that was a good call by the official.
So 17-14, Virginia Tech threatening. Now, we spoke earlier about Virginia Tech's offense not having the same firepower that it's had in the past. Well, I guess we spoke too soon. Khalil Herbert bursts out of the cannon, and here they are in the red zone once again.
Yeah, Herbert just woke up this whole offense, and now they're on the verge of scoring.
3rd and 1. They give up the middle. It looks like it's Raheem Blackshear. He'll get the first down. Just enough. He got about 1.5 down to the 10-yard line. First down.
And if you're Tech here and your offensive coordinator, Brad Cornelison, you run a play-action pass. Bring Herbert back in the game, play-action pass, and have James Mitchell run right up the middle for a wide-open walk-in touchdown. At least that's what I would do if I was coaching this game.
4 minutes to go in the third. First down and 10.
Blackshear, good work, too.
And it looks like there's a flag on the field. It could be offsides on Boston College. See what the call is. 3:55 to go. Here's the call. Offsides on the defense on Boston College. So Hokies will get 5.
And that's big for the Hokies. Now, if you're Tech, run the ball. Give it to your best player and just let him go to work.
First and goal for Virginia Tech at the 6. Send a man in motion. Call it James Mitchell. Hooker. He's going to take it himself. Makes a one cut to the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia Tech, and touchdown, Hendon Hooker. One cut and dashes 5 yards, and the Hokies lead by 10.
Well, we've seen that read option be effective 2 out of the 3 times they ran it on this drive. That first time, it didn't really get for much. The second time, big gain. Third time, touchdown for the Hokies. As you see here, this time the read option was meant for Raheem Blackshear. Hendon Hooker kept it, found a seam up the middle that the offensive opened up for him, and for easy walk-in touchdown is now the Hokies lead 23-14.
Hendon Hooker with his second rushing touchdown of the day. 24-14, Virginia Tech leads. And they got to feel good after that drive. We thought the offense wasn't there. They lost their firepower. Not so much. Welcome, Khalil Herbert and Hendon Hooker on this drive. Hooker dashes in for 5. Hokies lead by 10. We welcome you back to our broadcast at 3304 Sports. Kevin DiDomenico, Josh Coover with you. 10-point lead for Virginia Tech, and the offense, Josh, is back on track.
Sure is, partner. And this offense, you know, if going back to the first half, they only put on, 17 points in a whole half. Now they scored right out of the jump as soon as they got the ball and another chance to be able to hold the ball for an offensive possession this quarter and this half. They made the best of it, and they had the best possible outcome, which was to score a touchdown.
Squib kick from the Hokies, returned about 10 yards by Boston College. Not a great kick, or a great kick, not a great return. And a 10-point lead for Virginia Tech, and now they pin Boston College deep. And how about that? Brian Johnson just continues to do wonders with special teams.
There's some more Beamer ball for you.
Yep.
No, but in all seriousness, the special teams does a great job helping this Hokie D out by having them come out and pushing him back towards their end zone, and hopefully maybe we can even get him pinned up against their end zone to punt. Hopefully the Golden Eagles can get the Hokies pinned. Hopefully the Hokies can get the Golden Eagles pinned up against their end zone to punt or cause a turnover or cause a safety.
3:35 to go. Toss play. That's Levy. He's got some space to run across the 10, across the 15 on the far side. And the ball's out. The ball is out. It's Hokie football. Levy fumbles on the far side of the field just before the 20. And who comes up with it? It's Dorian Strong.
True freshman.
The true freshman gets the fumble recovery. Hokies lead by 10 and enter into the red zone.
And that's the Golden Eagles' fourth turnover today. Their season high was already 3. Now you're going to add to one more. So now your season high is 4.
And did the ball come out before? Yeah, it did.
Ball's way out.
He lost the football. Dorian Strong pounces on it at about the 17-yard line. And Hokies have a golden chance to extend their lead.
And you know what the cool thing about the way sports is now? People who can't play, due to the virus, and of course that aspect's not cool. But the cool thing is you see these true freshmen and these players like for example, Dorian Strong, who you probably would not see play for maybe a year or two, finally come in and finally get some play time early. Personally, to me, I've never seen that covering college football for so long, but to me that is so cool to see. These young guys coming in and getting experience and it just helps build their confidence and build their character as a football player. And plus, they can learn how to play the game of D1 football because it's so much faster and quicker than high school or even JUCO.
Absolutely, and there's so many more opportunities, like you said, for guys to step into bigger roles, in so many situations. And you've seen that with Tech football, obviously, from week one, that when they were missing 22 guys, so many guys in the secondary and on that defense have had to step up over these last couple games. So we've seen that in a big way. Hokies lead by 10, have the ball in the red zone. They're threatening once again right here on 3304 Sports. Welcome you on back to our broadcast of 3304 Sports. Miscues early have played Boston College and haven't been able to keep up with the Hokies so far.
Well, 4 turnovers for this Boston College team, and like we said before, their record was 2, then it got bumped up to 3, and then it got bumped up to 4. So 4 turnovers is really harming this Boston College team, and that's the main reason why they're down 10 right now.
Most turnovers since November 24th for Boston College. Hokies with it on the 17. First down and 10. They give to Khalil Herbert. He gashes through the Boston College defense. Pickup of 7. 2nd and 3 ensuing.
And if you're Virginia Tech here, you want to score again.
A 10-point lead, have the chance to extend it to 17 here as we near the end of the third quarter.
Scoring here would almost even ice it. Or at least very close.
Hooker back in the shotgun with Khalil Herbert. Sends James Mitchell in motion. Herbert stuffed up at the line of scrimmage. Keeps those legs moving. Did he get one? I think he might have. A 3rd and 2 is coming up.
If you're Tech, you need to convert here. I mean, you could take a field goal. If you're Virginia Tech, a field goal would be nice for you, but if you really want to go up and really make a statement, a touchdown would be even better for you.
3rd and 3. Hooker takes a snap. Fires over to Khalil Herbert. It's dropped. Herbert couldn't handle it. That's big. A drop from Khalil Herbert. 4th and 3. They could go for it here. They're not going to.
Surprised on that.
Off the field, yeah. Had him open too. Had Khalil Herbert open.
If we just see it here, the ball was thrown a little bit behind Herbert, and plus, like what most running backs make a mistake of, they love to kind of turn their shoulders a little bit to the left to go ahead and make that football play without even securing the ball in their hands.
A rare miscue from number 21 for the Hokies. 27-yard attempt for Brian Johnson. The kick is up, and he nailed it. Starting a new streak, Josh. Brian Johnson is, and now a 2-score lead. 27-14. Hokies get a field goal. And obviously Coach Justin Fuente not too happy. They could have had a lot more there.
Well, any head coach I don't think would be. You were in great field position. What you were under the Boston College 25-yard line, and you didn't give her a touchdown. The best you got was a field goal. If you're any coach, you would think, guys, we really want a touchdown here, so we can make a point to win this game, and also we can feel comfortable about our lead. Not saying that a 27-14 lead is uncomfortable, but it'd be even better if you had a 31-14 lead.
Well, it's a two-score game, so Boston College scores on this drive. They're right back in it, and they've got a full quarter to battle on back. Nevertheless, Virginia Tech with a 13-point lead.
It'd be interesting to see what Jerkovic and Hafley come out here and do.
Brian Johnson on to kick it away in a very empty Lane Stadium, more empty than we've ever seen it. Fair catch called at the 2. Boston College will take it from the 25. With 2:09 to go, Jerkovic will return to the field on their last drive. Ended up fumble recovery for Dorian Strong and Virginia Tech.
As we see, Tech has no turnovers and Boston College has 4.
Yeah, this is a much different game if Boston College holds on to the ball. They fumbled now twice, I believe, in the red zone.
That is correct.
So here we go. Under center is Jerkovic. Bunch set, 2 receivers to each side. Play action fake. Jerkovic, plenty of time, lofts it up to the near side. Diving play, did he catch it? Incomplete is the call.
And if this is close, Tech might want to review this. Let's see the replay here.
Now he dropped it.
Yeah,
he dropped
that ball came out. Well, at least from our angle, we saw it from his back. It looked like he may have made that catch.
Yeah, it did look like he came up with it. 2nd and 10 for Boston College. 2:03 to play in the third. 2-score lead for Virginia Tech, 27-14. Jerkovic back to pass, play action. Fires it over to Flowers. One cut inside, and he's wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Divine Diablo, coming from his strong safety spot, comes up and tackles him in the backfield, 3rd and 12.
First time we've seen Divine Diablo today, the 6'3", 226-pounder redshirt senior, and he's been quite the terrorizer on this defense for opposing offenses in the past 4 years. He's been here.
3rd and 12. Big play for Boston College if they want to stay in this one. 1:24 to go. Hokies lay off. They blitz forward. Jerkovic back to pass, fires over near side. Breaking a tackle, dashing it across the 30 to the 31. Not going to be enough. Going to be 4th and 3. Travis Levy, the senior, is just short, 4 yards short to be exact. From the first down marker, they'll punt it away to Virginia Tech.
And if you're Boston College here and you're going to go ahead and punt back to the Hokies, I wouldn't be hitting that panic button yet. You still got 55 seconds and counting remaining in the third quarter, plus you got a whole other fourth quarter as well as 3 timeouts. If you're Boston College, you still have a lot of time to come back and even tie or take the lead.
There's plenty of time, and you think that Virginia Tech defense is playing much better. Booted away from the 25-yard line. A short kick and gets a Virginia Tech bounce. Bounces up to the 35-yard line, and that's where Tech will take over. With 34 seconds to go in quarter number 3.
And if you're Virginia Tech, run the ball, and milk the clock.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for joining us right here on 3304 Sports. Kevin DiDomenico, Josh Coover, Josh Coover.
It's all right. We both have very hard last names.
I owed you one. And we're glad we can be back calling games once again after quite the drought over the summer. Limited sports to call as Hendon Hooker and company start from the 35. Handing off up the middle, it's Khalil Herbert. Bounces it outside after you thought he was wrapped up. Cutting it inside the right hash. And he's wrapped up for a gain of about 3, just short of the 40. 2nd and 7.
Well, that was just great awareness by Khalil Herbert's, figure out that there was no hole up the middle, so I'm going to bounce outside and go to the right and hopefully try to gain something. And He gained, what, a yard or two out of that play?
A smart player on the ground as time will wind down here in the third quarter. Virginia Tech has found that offensive stride of it. 27-14. They lead going into the fourth quarter. Put your fours up. Here we go. Khalil Herbert will do it with us right here on 3304 Sports. (27-14) as we return to this one here at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Kevin DiDomenico, Josh Coover with you. First play out of the gate is a quarterback draw. Hendon Hooker takes it to the near side across the 40 to the 45 and a flag.
That's a flag.
Thrown.
Wonder who this is on. It's kind of a late flag.
A late flag after the play was thrown. Hooker had already been down, and we'll see what the call is. Here it is. It's going to be unnecessary roughness on Boston College. It's number 94, Betro. And another 15 for Virginia Tech.
Oh!
He punched him in the face.
Yeah, he punched him right into the face mask.
Metro tangled up with another Hokie. tangled up with Lexus Smith, the redshirt junior. Hokies into Boston College territory. Play action. Hooker looking, has to just throw it into the ground. Did they blow it dead? A Boston College defender picked it up and started running with it, and Hooker chased after him and tried to tackle him. I think Hooker knew he threw it into the ground, though. Second down and 10. 14:36 to play in the fourth. 27-14 your score, and Virginia Tech starting to find that offensive stride, and that personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Boston College, just hurts the Eagles so much more. Hooker coming out of the shotgun, 2nd and 10. In Boston College territory at the Eagles 39. 2 receivers to the left. 1 to the near side and to the right. Play action up the middle, no. Herbert, he fakes to Herbert, does Hendon Hooker. Hooker takes it for a gain of 8. 3rd and 2 coming up.
And if you're the Hokies, you need to convert on this 3rd down here.
They go right into the no huddle. 14-18.
Smart by
to go.
Hooker.
Hooker throws over, screen pass, trying to battle for the first down, charging forward, and he's got it. That's Caleb Smith, the redshirt sophomore, just turning his feet, broke a tackle or two, and a first down for Virginia Tech. The chains continue to move.
And that was a great play call by Brad Cornelison, the offensive coordinator for Tech. You know, he decided to go no huddle, throw a quick wide receiver screen pass that would catch the Golden Eagles defense off guard, and it worked. 1st and 10 for the Hokies here. They keep the momentum going.
And a 13-point lead for Virginia Tech. 2 receivers to the near side. Here comes Mitchell in motion. Comes to that tight end spot. Gives to Khalil Herbert up the middle. Or no, it's Raheem Blackshear. Blackshear finds some space.
Gone.
10-5 touchdown. Raheem Blackshear getting in on the fun. And the Hokies lead by 19.
And if you're Boston College and you are this Boston College offense, here you really need to score. I mean, now you're in panic mode.
Raheem Blackshear found the seam. He was running like Khalil Herbert. You thought it was Khalil Herbert.
Well, we know how good Khalil Herbert is, but Raheem Blackshear is another very good back. He complements Herbert so well, and it looks like the Hokies are probably going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, they are. Trying to make it an official 3-score game. They lead by 19 right now. They're trying to make it 21. They send a man in motion. A receiver to each side. Hooker's got it, looking, still looking. Fires over the middle. It's batted away. Searching for Caleb Smith in the back of the end zone, so the lead will still be 33-14. 19-point lead. Raheem Blackshear extends the Hokies lead, and they're dancing in lane. Raheem Blackshear extends the lead for the Hokies. They add 6 to the board, 33-14 is your score with 13:44 to go. Again, we've got your coverage here for 3304 Sports. As Brian Johnson kicks it away. Returnable kick, takes it at the 5. No, it's going to be a fair catch. They'll take it at the 25.
And if you're Phil Jerkovic in this offense for the Golden Eagles, don't push too hard, but push down the field. You're now down by 19 points. You're basically down by 3 scores at this point with 13:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. You really want to push here, get not onside kick yet, maybe kick off, get a stop, and then score again if you are the Golden Eagles here. But if you're Jerkovic, you need to score on this drive right now.
Well, that offense is stalled, and I think you can give some credit to the Virginia Tech defense. They've stepped up big, and Justin Hamilton has kind of made a statement so far in this one that we're not a defense to be messed with. Phil Jerkovic back to pass, and a flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start. It is. False start on the offense.
And that's not going to help the Golden Eagles.
1st and 15 coming up with 13:44 to go.
Sloppy by that offensive line.
We talk a little bit about Coach Justin Fuente, his 5th year at Virginia Tech and formerly at Memphis. He's kind of stepped up. This is his team now. You know, he was always in the shadow of Frank Beamer, the legend at Virginia Tech, but this is more of his team more than ever.
That is true. He also had some success with Memphis as well. Remember, they did win a Conference USA championship the year before his inaugural year here in Blacksburg at Tech.
On 1st and 15, Jerkovic looking over the middle, and pass is broken up. Intended for C.J. Lewis, the redshirt junior.
Going back to Fuente, he also did lead these Hokies to an ACC championship berth in 2016 where they lost to Clemson by 1 touchdown, who was currently ranked 1st in the nation that year at the time.
In the early days of Justin Fuente, they've had some chances here in the recent years. Hokies bring the heat. Jerkovic evades, and he's got a man down the field. It's caught. I thought he was throwing it away, but down the near sideline he goes, and it's caught down the sideline for a first down. Jerkovic moving, and what a pitch and catch. They almost had him down in the backfield, and Nick Gallo gets the big reception down the field.
And if you're Jerkovic, this is a great find. Nick Gallo's wide open, beats the coverage. That's
How about that, too? What a play by Nick Gallo and Jerkovic. Looking deep again is Jerkovic down the right sideline. And Rashard Ashby says, not so fast, not this time. Broken up 2nd and 10. 13:07 to go. They have to go no huddle here. They have to speed things up. They want to get back into this one. Again, Boston College trails by 19. The ACC right now is all over the place.
If I'm Boston College, I'm going to keep passing here this whole drive.
2nd and 10. That they do. Jerkovic back to pass. Throwing deep down the left sideline. Diving is Nick Gallo. He can't make the catch. 3rd and 10.
I think Dax Hollifield got away with pass interference there. His hands were all over Nick Galloway. That's why he wasn't able to catch the ball. Also, Dax Hollifield never turned to make a play on the ball.
As we compare Phil Jerkovic to Ben Roethlisberger, Jerkovic stands at 6'5", 226 pounds. Roethlisberger just a bit heavier at 6'5", 240 pounds. But you see they kind of move the same way. And again, a notable thing, Jerkovic's hometown is actually Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
They're very similar.
Jerkovic back to pass on 3rd and 10. Fires to the near side. He's got a man caught by Nick Gallo. Down across the 20 to the 17-yard line. First down, Boston College.
And if you're Boston College, no huddle right here. Keep it moving. Get this Hokie defense caught off guard.
Jerkovic hustling things up. 12:45 and counting to play in the 4th.
And that's exactly what they're doing, going no huddle here with 1st and 10.
Jerkovic barking out signals. Into the red zone goes Boston College. Jerkovic looking, scrambling to the far sideline near the left hash, and he's going to take off and run across the 15, breaks a tackle, and now tackled down at the 14-yard line. 2nd down, and about 5.
Like it was said earlier in the broadcast, not the most athletic guy, not the most athletic guy in the world, but when Jerkovic runs, it's effective. There it gained 4 yards for a nice little 2nd and 6, still inside the red zone.
And similar to Ben Roethlisberger. 12:05 to go. Time is starting to become a factor for Boston College if they want to make some kind of comeback. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Dracovic looking back to pass. Now scrambling over to the near side. He fires into the end zone, and it's too far outside.
And if you're Dracovic there and you have Jilani Galloway wide open in the end zone coming back off that back cut route, you really want to find Galloway wide open in the end zone because that could have been a very good chance in order to score right there on that drive to save some more time.
Virginia Tech is starting to get to Phil Dracovic. He's been hustled a few times, made a play a couple times actually, when they brought pressure, and a big 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well, Justin Hamilton, the defense coordinator for Tech's, finally dialing up that pressure, and honestly, it's about time.
3rd and 5. Big play for Boston College. If they want to stay in the game, down 19. They're at the 14. They have to get to the 9. Dracovic back to pass, looking over the middle. It's incomplete. Is there a flag? There isn't. Intended for Zay Flowers. Looking for him at about the 3-yard line. 4th and 5 now mathematically. If they kick a field goal, they'd be down 16, which would be 2 scores. We'll see what they decide to do. Yeah, just didn't get enough there. He had Flowers open, and he is not happy with himself.
And if you're Jeff Hafley here, if I was the head coach for the Boston College Golden Eagles, I would go for it. You're down by 3 scores. What do you have to lose? Which is exactly what they're going to do here as Drakovic's out there.
They're going for it. Again, they're at the 14. They need to get to the 9. They send Galloway in motion. Run receiver to the far side. Dracovic looking. Fires. It is nearly picked off. It doesn't matter. It's incomplete.
Devin Taylor was on the coverage.
And Devin Taylor breaking things up. Coach Hafley wanted a flag, but there's none to be seen. 11:43, and Virginia Tech will take over on downs.
I think it was just a good play there by Devin Taylor. I didn't see any contact. I didn't see any sort of illegal use of the hands. It was just nice. It was a nice, solid defensive stop by the Hokies, which is exactly what they needed.
Well, Virginia Tech's defense starting to step up a little bit more. 33-14, Tech football when we come back right here on 33-04. ACC football on a beautiful Saturday night. Things are getting chilly in Blacksburg, Josh. And,
They sure.
The cold front just moved in.
They sure are. The weather here is 36 degrees with clear skies and 5-mile-an-hour winds moving north to south.
36 degrees. Wow, at game time. And things have definitely gotten a little bit chillier.
As the camera shows the pylons there at Virginia Tech, that'd be a really chilly night walking around the pylons.
Well, again, Khalil Herbert does it again. Tonight he has 15 rushes for 135 yards, and the Hokies give it to him again. Herbert looking for a hole. He's going to find one and get about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. 11.5 to go in the 4th.
And if you're Tech, just keep running the ball. Keep giving it to your star player, Khalil Herbert, and just let him just go to work. Let him earn his time, let him earn his minutes, let him earn his yards, let him go to work, and then maybe switch him out for Raheem Blackshear here and there. But just keep running the ball, whether that's read option, triple option, or just handoffs.
That's Khalil Herbert's 16th carry. Setting up on 2nd and 6. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 receiver far out top of your screen. We're doing radio. Doesn't matter. Shotgun formation for Hooker. Looks like Boston College coming with the heat. It doesn't matter. Hooker's going to take it himself on a read option. He's got room to run across the 30, across the 35, down to the 40. Hooker with a big run and a big gain for Virginia Tech. First down and 10.
And
Hokies.
We've seen this from time and time again. Every time Hendon Hooker runs that read option, as you'll see here on our replay monitor, partner, that every time he runs that read option, he always knows when to keep it and when not to keep it. And that's all about football instinct. That's unteachable, and these players that Tech recruits, especially these quarterbacks, like, for example, Quincy Patterson II, he has the same thing. He knows when to hand it off, and he knows not when to.
10:28 to go. That run game has been good. 313 yards for the Hokies, whether it's Hooker or Herbert. They've been dashing all over the Eagles. Herbert takes it on a give from Hendon Hooker.
And partner, just
loses 1.
Just to bounce off your 313-yard stat, that's actually the most the Hokies have had in any game all season this year.
On the ground as we surpass 10 minutes in the 4th. 9:58 to go. 2nd and 10 for the Hokies. In their own territory at the 40-yard line. Spread formation. 3 receivers out to the left. 2 receivers out to the right. Hooker getting the call, now barking out signals. 10 on the play clock, 9:40 to go. Virginia Tech leads by 19. Sending a man in motion. James Mitchell now next to Hendon Hooker. Hooker takes the snap, looking, spinning, and getting right back down to the line of scrimmage on a design quarterback run. Looks like he's all right. 3rd and 10. Well, we see that a lot. Hooker with the designed runs every now and then, but more so than ever in this game.
Well, you know, like I said, you know, Hendon Hooker's a big guy. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, and he's a redshirt junior. He's a big guy, very physical and very athletic. That's why they always just put the ball in his hands.
3rd and 11, 2 receivers out to the left, seeing a man in motion. 7 on the play clock. Hooker takes a snap. He gets pressure from the left side. He's got a man down the left sideline. There he goes. It's Tavion Robinson. Tackled down near the 20. A flag thrown in toward the end of the play. And we'll see what it is. That's James Mitchell, excuse me.
This might come back.
We'll see what the call is here. James Mitchell, he had him beat off the bat. It's pass interference on the offense.
Yeah, he pushed off. And in any sort of football, whether that's pro, college, or high school, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even James Mitchell. It was Chenga Hodge in the slot. He's going to leave the game. 3rd and 11 coming out. Tech is 2 of 7 on 3rd downs, opposed to Boston College's 6 for 11. They're going to try this again. Actually, a loss of 15. 3rd and 26, and I think they might just run it here. Negates a big play. They go all the way back to their own 24. They were at the Boston College 20 after that game.
If you're Tech here, just get a couple.
3rd and 26. It's a screen play to Blackshear. Over to the near side in the left hash. He can't find anywhere to go. He's going to be tackled well short of the line to gain at the 33. And Virginia Tech will punt it away with 8:08 to go.
And if you're Justin Fuente and you're that Virginia Tech coaching staff, you know, getting that offensive pass interference push-off call on Chenga Hodge and going down and being pushed back for a 3rd and 26, you can live with a gain of 9 or 10 or 11 and be able to punt for farther down the field to be able to pin that Boston College offense back in their field territory more.
Oscar Bradburn boots it away. And it looks like it hit off a Hokie or hit off someone. Recovered, however, by Boston College. They'll take over at the 30 with 7:34 to go. But you've got to be impressed with the Virginia Tech defense here in this second half. Still holding Boston College to 14 points through most of the second half. And the Virginia Tech defense has stalled, but, that isn't a huge problem.
Oh, for sure. They're up by 3 scores now. And like you said, partner, Boston College hasn't scored at all this half. If you look more at stats, seeing that the offense doesn't score, that means that there's something going wrong with the offense and going right with the defense. So whatever Virginia Tech's doing defensively, keep it up. Now, if you're Boston College and you're coming out with 7:34 left to go in the fourth quarter, you're now in panic mode, which basically, if you're Phil Jerkovic and you're that offensive unit, you need to go out and probably get about 10 to 15, even 20 yards per game and score as quick as possible so you can try to get that ball back.
Yeah, absolutely. Down 3 scores. They've got to score right now. And Virginia Tech on top, 33-14. We'll be back right here on 3304 Sports. Things winding down in Blacksburg. On 1st and 10, Jerkovic fires over to the near side. It's caught by Zay Flowers, and he's just short of the first down. 2nd and 2 coming up, 7:28 to go.
And if you're Boston College, you need to get up that line and you need to go. No huddle right here.
And go to a huddle.
I don't know if I really agree with that. If you're Boston College, you're losing a lot of time here.
Yeah, 7:13 to go, down 3 scores. They go trips to the far side. One receiver bunched in tight. On the left, Zay Flowers in motion. He goes over to the left as well. Jerkovic takes it. Pass is deflected up into the air and nearly picked off by the Hokies. 3rd and 1. Brian Murray in pursuit. Couldn't make the play.
Well, dangerous throw there by Phil Jerkovic as, he's looking to force some because him and the rest of his teammates are in panic mode. And when you're in panic mode, you start forcing stuff. But it looks like he got tipped at the line, partner.
Yeah, ball got tipped up in the air by Hewitt. Gerard Hewitt.
He's a big guy. It's sitting at 286-1. There seems to be a flag on the play. Wonder if that was – oh, no, it's gone now.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6, it seems. Jerkovic back to pass and a whistle. And the play is blown dead.
Yeah, we got another flag
on
the play.
6:54 to go. It's
false start on the offense. And if you're in panic mode, Boston College, that's not going to help. Which at this point, partner, you should be. You should be in panic mode, right? You should have been in panic mode at the start of the fourth quarter after Tech scored.
Yeah, now under 7 minutes to go. That's the 7th penalty for Boston College. So the penalties and turnovers have hurt them. That's 60 penalty yards now for Boston College. Jerkovic back to pass. Looking far side. He's got Zay Flowers for the first down and more. Pickup of 16.
And that was a very good catch and find by Jerkovic and Zay Flowers there, the sophomore receiver. You know, he ran up 10, 15 yards, and it was a comeback route. That's how he caught the ball, and he got down and we stopped the clock. But it looks like we got an injured Hokie on the field.
Yeah, the first injury today, and it's defensive end and the grad transfer Justice Reed. And you hate to see that, a guy who's been so impactful for Virginia Tech. Walking off under his own power, he looks like he might be all right.
Which if you're Tech,
you don't want to take any chances.
Oh, exactly. And if you're Tech and you're a fan of this team, then that's a great sign.
And you got to ask what it is. It's an ankle, possibly. Boston College has it from the 46. Looking far side, incomplete. Good defense in the secondary. And we're starting to see that secondary really pick it up here in this second half. No points and very minimal plays down the field.
Well, Jamar Connor was in on that big disruption of the pass play. He was the main one down there, and it looked like he got his left hand on it. But, yes, you're exactly right, partner. They haven't been able to do really anything.
2nd and 10 from the 46. Jakovic goes hard count. Now he takes a snap. Rolling out to the left side, fires, and he's got a man in Zay Flowers. It's caught, gain of 9.
Whenever you need someone to get you out of the situation, Zay Flowers is the one to do it. Looks like there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, Zay Flowers has been the man to go to. And another flag on this drive. Who's it on now? Looks like it's going to be on Virginia Tech. Yeah, it's going to be on Divine Diablo of Virginia Tech. One of the captains on this defense.
And if you're Tech, you're feeling really good in order to get him back. He is quite the captain for this defensive team. He keeps the whole defensive unit grounded.
That has been huge. It's a holding call on him. First down and 10 for the Hokies.
And while we're waiting, partner, I heard this from a couple friends in the broadcasting field that Divine Diablo, of course, is devil in Spanish. Divine, his parents named that in order to offset the last name Diablo. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Dracovic looking near side. One-on-one matchup. They get tangled up, and it's Divine Diablo again. No flags. 2nd and 10. 6:04 to go. And at this point, Dracovic is just looking long, looking for some opportunity. Now, he didn't have him beat. Nice defense down there on the near side.
Well, Dracovic right now is just forcing more than he needs to. Now he's just getting desperate. And, I mean, at this point you should be desperate, but not too desperate. You still want to try to score with still a lot of time remaining for yourself.
Dracovic 21 of 39. Dumps it off into the flat, and stepping out of bounds is Levy.
Didn't know where he was on the field.
Stepped out of bounds, 3 yards shy of the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 3rd and 13, and not the position Boston College wants to be in. The clock will continue to run. They go no huddle, and here comes Dracovic again, setting a man in motion. Trips over to the left side of the field. They're set up on the right hash. Into Virginia Tech territory on the 49. Dracovic back to pass, looking on 3rd and 14. Pass is caught. Is he in bounds? That's Galloway.
I think he's in bounds.
They say it's incomplete.
Let's see where his feet were. He needs one.
Oh, you got it.
Yep, first foot lands
in
bounds. All you need is one in college.
Hey, tap that other foot in before.
Heck of a catch by Jilani Galloway.
Before the right foot went out of bounds.
Heck of a catch.
They've been able to find those sidelines. A bright spot for Boston College. 4th and 14. They'll review this.
I think he got it.
And it is under review. With 5:29 to go, we'll take a quick break. A play under review. Virginia Tech with a commanding lead. 5:29 to go. Hokies still grasp that 19-point lead. That last call we were talking about, Boston College had the chance to get a first down. They ruled it that he caught it out of bounds. It was reversed. It's going to be a first down and 10 for Boston College inside of Virginia Tech territory at their 33. Virginia Tech bringing the heat. Blitz is picked up. Over the middle they go. Pass is picked off. Picked off over the middle. There he goes across the 40. Across the 45 to the 50. Pushed out of bounds by Phil Jerkovic. And it's Brian Murray. Brian Murray with the interception.
It looks like we got a scuffle here with Phil Jerkovic and Brian Murray.
And Jerkovic gets out of there quick. How about that? That's the 5th turnover for Boston College. Capping the night for quite the performance.
We're going to see
Virginia
here.
Tech defense.
Jerkovic goes to the middle of the field, and Brian Murray's there, right place, right time. Picks it off and takes it all the way back down to Boston College territory. And now, if you're the Hokies, you can just run this game out.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go. Jerkovic actually sent Brian Murray flying into the sideline.
That was actually quite a hit by that quarterback.
Brian Murray, big play. They were targeting him so much in the first half, and he started to really figure it out. What's going on here?
Here they go again. There's another scuffle by Boston College and Tech.
The cameras missed a play there. 2nd and 2. Hendon Hooker looks like he took it himself for an 8-yard pickup. 4:39 to go. Virginia Tech can essentially just run out the clock now and feed their guy, Juice Herbert. Hooker goes on the hard count. Looks over to the sideline. Now he's ready to go. Herbert moves over to the right side of Hendon Hooker. James Mitchell coming in motion. 5 on the play clock. Takes a snap. He gives to Hooker. Or gives to Herbert, cutting up field. Pickup of 5. First down, Hokies. 4:09 to play. And they'll reset the chains and keep that clock moving for Virginia Tech.
Well, if we look at Virginia Tech and Boston College, Tech next weekend will be on the road in Winston-Salem against Wake Forest at 3:30.
The Wake Forest team coming off of a win.
That's exactly right. And meanwhile, Boston College will go back home to Alumni Stadium to face Georgia Tech, who just got blown out today by #1 ranked Clemson.
Yeah, a lot going on in the ACC right now. UNC, or Florida State, trying to put the finishing touches on an upset to the #5 team in the country, UNC. So
that game heading late into the 4th quarter.
things are still shaking out. Hooker's going to take it himself on the read option. Prancing up the middle. He gets about 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. 3:25 to go. And Virginia Tech leading by 19, 33-14. And kind of to recap, that offense has been there, but the defense stepped up.
They really did. It was a whole different defense from last weekend against UNC in Chapel Hill to this weekend here in Lane and Blacksburg. The defense this weekend had finally had confidence, and even though, that they're beaten up and people are out due to injury and COVID-19, they still say, you know what, hey, we can play with the best of them, and we can get the job done.
Hooker fires over the middle. Pass is tipped at the line, and the pass is incomplete.
I tell you what, though, partner, this is a whole different Virginia Tech football team overall than it was last weekend. 100%.
Absolutely. And even when the offense is stalling and not putting up the numbers it has in the past couple games, you still got to be happy with the way the defense has performed.
100%.
2:56 to go. Hokies stop the clock with the incomplete pass. And here they go. 3rd and 3. Hokies can continue to run it out here. Rough snap. Back to pass now is Hooker. He throws. His passes.
That might have been picked off.
It looks like it was picked off, but 2 guys battling for it. I think it's James Mitchell is the Hokie there. We'll see what the refs say.
And if
the Hokie way?
If it truly is an interception and you're Boston College, way to fight, man. I mean, excellent way. You're down by three scores.
It's a catch. How about that? They're calling it Hokie football.
Wow.
And a first down for James Mitchell and the Hokies.
You know, Kevin, I really thought that was an interception. I mean, because
if you
look at the replay, it looked like he was there, right place, right time.
How about the strength of James Mitchell to hold on to that? It looks like they both caught it.
Number 18, Mike Palmer for Boston College, the free safety, the 6'1", 195-pounder redshirt senior.
The first down and 10. Hooker takes it himself up the middle, spinning
what a
at the
move.
5, battling his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. And with 2:20 to go, that puts the nail in the coffin. Hendon Hooker gets his third rushing touchdown of the evening, and they're rocking in Blacksburg.
And that was a beautiful run by Hendon Hooker. You see him run up the middle, huge hole made by the O-line. The linebacker there, number 14, Max Richardson, the six-footer, 230-pounder, meets him to hit him head on. Hooker makes a spin move going right to left and just dances his way into the end zone to go up 39-14 right now.
39-14, Virginia Tech with a statement game, and the extra point's good. They put up 40 on Boston College as Hooker dashes for another touchdown.
Well, Tech putting up 40 points is not a surprise to me. There's a reason why Tech's offense is ranked the #1 scoring offense in the ACC this year alone. I mean, they put up even more points, of course not today, due to Clemson's strength of just being an overall better team than Georgia Tech. But overall, in these last 4 games, the Hokies in the last 3 games the Hokies had played, they've averaged 40 plus a game, which is #1 in the ACC.
I mean, this is a statement game that Virginia Tech is legitimate in the ACC.
And look at this stat right here. Most rush yards by VT since 2000, a quarterback since 2000. You're comparing Hendon Hooker's stats tonight with 164 yards to legendary Virginia Tech quarterback Michael Vick in 2000, who had 20 yards a game. One single game alone.
You know, he draws some comparisons to him. Obviously not as highly touted out of high school. Hendon Hooker has had to battle for everything he's had to get here at Virginia Tech. Didn't even start this season. It just shows the resilience of this kid and his ability to play a quarterback. So Hendon Hooker gets another. 40-14, Virginia Tech leads over Boston College. They've really broken things open here in the second half. And I think that turning point was the fumble early in the second half when Virginia Tech actually capitalized and got a field goal off of it. And then they just didn't look back here in the second half.
I think you're right. They just put it right on to the Golden Eagles, and once they got a taste of blood, they just started hunting for it. So as soon as they scored, they never looked back, turned the gas on, and went no breaks. And here we are now, 40-14, 2:20 left to go in the fourth.
Jurkovic back to pass. He'll look over the middle. Ball is nearly picked off, but caught. Gain of 7. And that's Galloway.
I think also, too, what's different for this UNC lineup is not having different quarterbacks in there all the time to be able to confuse your own offense. Hendon Hooker's been there in that game the whole entire time, and I think that has helped the Virginia Tech Hokies today.
I absolutely agree. Jurkovic looking near side. He'll connect with Hunter Long. And a first down, 1:52 to go. Clock stops there.
Great win today by Virginia Tech to get back on track and to go up 3-1. Because last week's loss, you play on national television on ABC against UNC. If you're a Hokie fan, I'm sure that was embarrassing to you. But if you're a neutral fan, then you should just expect it. I mean, UNC at the time was ranked.
Screen play to Levy. They get 6. 1:43 to go.
Like I was saying, UNC at the time was ranked 9th in the nation. Now they're ranked 5th, and of course losing to Florida State at Florida State now. But there's a reason why UNC is ranked top 10 in the nation this year. They're just good, folks.
Well, looking ahead, Virginia Tech travels to Winston-Salem to take on Wake Forest next Saturday. After that, on October 31st, they play Louisville. As Jurkovic goes near side, broken up by Dax Holyfield.
First time we've heard his name tonight.
And then they'll take on Liberty here in Blacksburg. We talked about that game. That's going to be a big game, but an even bigger one the next week when they take on number 13 Miami as we look ahead.
That's going to be a tough game, especially when you're at home with no home field advantage.
A tough final stretch for the Hokies. Pass caught at the 49-yard line, first down for Boston College. And that's a tough final stretch for Virginia Tech. They play Miami, Pitt, and the number 1 Clemson on December 5th. in Blacksburg, and then obviously the Commonwealth Cup. Virginia 1-3 this year. Zdurkovic's pass is too far outside, intended for Galloway. 2nd and 10. So you talk about the first couple games. Sometimes it was the offense getting it done. Usually it's the offense getting it done in those first couple games. But this might be the first team win we've seen for the Hokies this year.
Oh, for sure. Everybody played a part in this win. Looks like Zdurkovic is about to throw.
Zdurkovic goes over the middle and finds Levy. He stumbles forward for a gain of 9.
For sure. Everybody played a big part in this win, the offense and the defense. Strickland, not mainly, but it was, if I had to guess, man, it was probably 50-50. There was a lot of turnovers by the defense, and there was a lot of scoring by the offense. The turnovers helped the defense score, and vice versa. So, all around, great team win tonight for this Virginia Tech football team.
Levy scampers for the first down, gets about 2. First down in Virginia Tech territory. 36 seconds to play. Boston College with all 3 timeouts. They're not using them, as you can pretty much put a bow on this one at the Virginia Tech 36. Zdurkovic fires far side, and he did not have a man. All the way incomplete, too far.
And this win today will be Justin Fuentes' 38th career win at Virginia Tech alone.
He's up there with, in those first 4 seasons, he's up there with some of the greats in terms of winning percentage. Continues it here today with what looks like a 40-14 victory. Zdurkovic back to pass. He's going to take off and run. Sliding past a pair of defenders, one of them Dax Holyfield, and dives forward, and a flag on the play. He got about 7. Flag came in late. It's going to be holding on the offense. But just when something looked good for Boston College, a flag negates it.
And if you're Boston College, you're 3-1 right now, about to be 3-2. I would not hang your head over this loss. You were on the road, not in your own home stadium, even though that really matters. But you're playing against the 23rd best ranked team in the nation. There's a reason why Tech's ranked 23rd tonight, and they're definitely showing it.
I think the main story here tonight is the turnovers for Boston College. You can't forget about those first couple drives. That hurt them. They were driving, and the turnovers plagued them as the screen pass is incomplete, intended for Levy. 3rd and 20.
Oh, 100%. Four turnovers any football game is not good, especially when you have 8 penalties for what it's probably 9 penalties now for what feels like 1,000 yards. It's just not good. It's not a good formula for really any team if you're trying to come into an environment that's not home and win a football game.
Yeah, it's definitely a much closer game without those 5 turnovers. Levy makes a cut inside to the 40, running across the numbers to the 35. 4 seconds, now 3, and that will do it. Virginia Tech, in a statement game, takes down Boston College 40-14 in Blacksburg. We'll have more coverage on our postgame show coming up, but Virginia Tech with a huge statement win, and it was a team win, one of the first team wins we've seen here this season. Our postgame show coming up right here on 3304 Sports. We welcome you back to the 3304 Sports postgame show. And Josh, we said it earlier, this was a team win and maybe the first team win for Virginia Tech this year.
100%. Every other time they play, they've had, like we've said, they've ran 3 quarterbacks. Maybe it's been more the offense, maybe it's been more the defense, and maybe it's turned into more of a shootout. But overall today is a great team win. Like you said, partner, everybody paid attention. Everybody watched film all week. Everybody practiced hard. And, all that prep work paid off for tonight, and they definitely earned this win tonight. And so hopefully they'll go to Wake Forest next week or next weekend, next Saturday at 3:30 with the utmost confidence to get another win.
I'll tell you what, it's been establishing the run game on the offensive end, and they've been able to do it the past couple of games. They do it again tonight. 350 yards on the ground, averaging 8.5 yards per rush, and that's just, it's a statement, and it's a testament to these running backs. It's a testament to Raheem Blackshear. It's a testament to Khalil Herbert, and it's also a testament to our quarterback, Hendon Hooker, who dashed for over 100 yards on the ground. And so when you have the threat of Khalil Herbert and Hendon Hooker, it's tough to stop.
Oh, for sure. Any defense that comes into, your house, or even if you're going on the road to play them and you run a read option or an HB handoff or even a triple option, and you have three such athletic, dynamic dynamic athletes at quarterback and running back, even running backs, quarterbacks, you can just switch up here and there. It's very hard for an opposing coach, even an opposing defensive coordinator, to plan for that aspect. So if you're Tech, keep using that to your advantage, because as long as it's working, don't fix it.
I want to talk about the turnovers as well a little bit for Boston College. They plagued them early, a couple of interceptions for Jurkovec, and 4 fumbles lost. That's going to be tough to win when you turn the ball over 5 times, and you fumble it too. I think Virginia Tech capitalized to an extent on those fumbles. It could be much worse, but without those turnovers, this is a different game.
Yeah, we would have had a whole different ball game. It wouldn't have been a blowout like we would have saw now in Tech's favor. It probably would have been more of a shootout. But like we were talking about earlier in the broadcast, it's very surprising that Boston College came out and went to a whole different offensive approach of running the ball more than they were passing it. Like it's been said earlier in the broadcast, Boston College is ranked second in the ACC for passing yards this year. And they've only played 4 games. So it was very odd seeing Jeff Hafley go towards the run more than the pass. But, that's something they can go back into the drawing board next weekend and switch it up for next week's game against Georgia Tech at home.
Well, lastly, I want to hit on this defense for Virginia Tech. 0 points in the second half, and they showed, hey, we're not a team who's going to let teams run all over us. We're good. We can play with the top teams in the ACC. And they showed that here today.
Oh, for sure. Tech came out with the utmost confidence. I'm sure in the locker room and in practices, Justin Hamilton, the defensive coordinator, and Justin Fuente, the head coach, has been preaching, look, we need to go back. We need to get back to our roots. We need to keep following the playbook. I realized last weekend we got basically embarrassed on national television. But, let's come out this weekend and let's set small goals for ourselves, meet those goals, and then make new goals and meet those as well. And that's exactly what this defense did tonight. They came out, they showed them who's boss. They owned the field tonight, and they definitely own that spotlight. No taking the spotlight away from the offense. They did a great job too, but that defense, that was the best Virginia Tech defense I have seen this year so far.
Absolutely. No points in the second half. They stepped up late. Offense was great. Hendon Hooker leading the team. 3 touchdowns. And quite the dynamic duo with him and Khalil Herbert. Something to look at going forward. The Hokies win 40-14, and we are signing off here from our remote location for 3304 Sports. Again, the Hokies take this one in Blacksburg, 40-14. For Josh Coover, I'm Kevin DiDomenico, signing off from 3304 Sports.